This week we have a real meet cute as we discuss the 2022 horror movie Fresh. Hello and welcome to the Bloody Bits Horror Show. I am your host, Eddie, the Axe Jefferson, and joining me as always, the slightly less racist Chad. Tim Yobo, how are you doing today, good sir?
Just slightly less racist? Come on, give me some credit.
Okay, entirely
like, you think
less
I'm at least
racist.
88% less racist than Chad.
The entirely less racist Chad.
Oh, wait, did I just... Oh, wow, see, I got that shit on my brain. 88. That's not a good number to pick when you're talking about racist.
Tim.
I just know, like, because... forget it.
That's okay, Tim, because we are not alone on this journey. No, once again, we are joined by the woman with an ass that's only fit for animal consumption. It's Candice.
That was a crime when the ass was taken.
Oh my God!
All the ass men in the world were just like tears going down their face.
Look! If you seen this chick, no knock on her, but come on, that's slim pickings. If anything, get her friend.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God! So we are here at the beginning of Eddecember, celebrating a month of me and my selections. It is a miracle. It is
You're born in a manger because no building hospital could hold your little baby head.
Well, Mount St. Helens did erupt when he was born.
Yeah, that year. That's true.
They should have used your head to cap it.
Just dangle my little baby head over the fucking volcano.
That's why they used to fucking what? You kill somebody and you sacrifice them to the volcano, right?
Yeah.
It'll help harden the soft spot.
The infant with the largest head is sacrificed to the volcano god for harvest. That's how it goes, Tim. No, so we're doing a month of me picking movies. And by picking movies, I decided to narrow it down to things we have not covered yet that are my favorite from this year. So we're starting it off with Fresh. Very strong. Very, very strong. We were considering covering Barbarian again, but this one, because of scheduling, I had to do kind of a short notice for this one. I couldn't get... I honestly wanted to invite Bobby on to talk Barbarian with us if we're going to do like a full episode on it.
Yeah, because he was the first one to start telling everybody, you got to go see this movie.
Yeah, he was proselytizing it to us all, so I really would like to have him on for that one. So, but before we get to the movie
we ain't getting him. It's fucking Christmas time. He's a fucking mailman. It's his busiest time of the year.
I didn't even bother to ask him because I know, this is the worst time of the year for poor Bobby.
Tell him if he wants his Christmas card, he's got to come on the show. Tim. Mailman love those Christmas cards, let me tell you.
Speaking of mail, Tim, you've got a package coming Tuesday.
I hope so, because you know what, Eddie? Because you remember how I said you made me all paranoid? I checked it and I couldn't find the tracking?
Yeah.
I checked it early this afternoon and I said, sorry, tracking information for this package is unavailable.
Tim, I'm going to in the chat for the podcast.
I see right there.
I put a link. Go ahead and click on that. It's currently in Veneta, Oklahoma. Which, if you haven't been, you really need to get out to Veneta, Oklahoma.
Velveeta? They named it after the cheese?
Yeah, Velveeta.
Did it hurt you to say that, Eddie?
No, see, look. All right, I'm looking at it. Let's say, hold on. Is it taking me to another thing?
I like Tim says no before it loads. No, see, it doesn't work. I mean,
yeah.
Wait
okay,
a minute.
Here we go. All right.
Okay.
So, Tim, you have a package coming from me. Don't open it.
Candice, I don't want to be a dickhead or anything like that, but you got to send me the tracking number because unless I know when it's coming, I'll never get that package.
I'll have to track it down. And Eddie, you got one. I know you, Eddie. I don't actually, Tim. I don't think yours has been shipped yet, but Eddie's yours has. I got the notification, and it's coming from San Diego. So this week you'll probably get it. Don't open it.
So it's probably something good because it's coming from California.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
Lovely.
vibrating.
Tim, you've got. I included in your care package, Tim, the 3, and these are rare. Speaking of Bobby, he's the only person on Earth that has these. Besides, you're going to, Tim, the 3 official Bloody Bits Horror Show scented candles.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got some of those candles?
We finally got them. Yeah, we had to wait for everything to be solidified.
I like it.
We had to wait for everything to be solidified, Tim. No. You know what, Candice? I'll send yours out too because there's a Candice candle. It's specifically for you. All of the scents have been tailor made.
How does actually have a smell?
That's what I was wondering. How can a candle be critical?
No, so I took notes that represent the person. Scent notes that represent the person.
Okay.
And,
Are these AI generated candles based on transcripts of our show?
No, Tim.
Because you know what mine's going to smell like?
What's that?
Tits.
And pot.
Bottle that.
Well, that's the other thing in the package, Tim.
Oh. We won't talk about that until it actually gets here and it's already done. Well, by the time this shit gets out here, yeah, fuck that shit. We pulled the scam on you, cocksuckers.
Fuck you,
Got one
FedEx.
past you, FedEx.
Like, you can, like, I was talking to someone about edibles, and you can order edibles from anywhere and have them delivered to your house.
Yeah, so...
Are they edibles or are they those fucking CBD things that don't get you high and just relax you?
No, it's real edibles. They, like, I was like, well, how does that work? And she was like, they just don't care. It's an open secret.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know about that.
In the mail, I don't know, but I know I can get a delivery driver to just bring it out.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But speaking of consuming edibles, Candice, what have you been consuming this week?
I have been listening to Garth Marenghi's Terror Tome. Question.
Oh, I saw
have
that.
you guys ever watched Garth Marenghi's Dark Place?
A couple episodes, yeah.
Are we talking about the Garth Marenghi's Dark Place? Or
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was getting mixed up with Garth Brooks' Dark Place.
No. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's all, it's literally like if the book of Nick Steen was actually a real thing, and this is written completely straight faced. He's like the writer character from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It's very meta. It's like Garth Marenghi is this writer, a fictional writer who writes horror stories, and he's like hugely popular. So he made a TV show about a haunted hospital, and that's Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
No, that's Stephen King. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes, Tim, that's the fucking joke.
Oh.
That's the joke.
Candice, you weren't here when we covered In the Mouth of Madness. Tim kept getting mad. He's like, that's not fucking Sutter Kane. That's fucking Stephen King. What the fuck?
That's a joke.
Because he's in a hospital. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like Kingdom Hospital, exactly. That's what it was riffing on, and it is a pitch perfect riff on those those 80s and 90s like horror series. It's absolutely amazing. Oh my god. And not to mention, it's the actual actor who does Garth Marenghi, and his name is escaping me, but he narrates it, and he's fucking brilliant. Oh,
this is the Audible book that you got.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a better audiobook than a book.
Yeah, at first I wanted the physical copy, but then I thought about it, and I was like, no, it actually makes more sense to make this one an Audible book. And it's fucking brilliant.
I think we've discussed it before. Some books are actually much, much better on Audible, on audio than I get them from Audible. With like I have American Gods, like I think the 10th anniversary with the full cast. I fucking love that. I've listened to that shit like 10 times. Rant, an oral history by Chuck Palahniuk with the full cast. I've listened to that at least 50 fucking times.
World War Z is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, but
That was
I don't
fantastic.
I don't like listening to that because then it reminds me what the movie was, and I'm like, oh, come on. For real? This is what
Yeah.
you do with it?
I know.
Don't put Brad Pitt in it. Put fucking Rob Reiner in that goddamn movie, motherfuckers. Not Brad Pitt.
Did you see the trailer for The Last of Us?
No.
Oh, it
That's
looks
HBO,
fucking,
right?
yeah, it looks fucking great.
Let's see. I don't know. Movies, TV shows based on video games usually don't do it for me.
I
too
mean,
much.
Last of Us basically is a movie or a TV show.
I
So
played the first one, yeah.
yeah,
Jesus,
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
first
say,
one must
like-
have been PlayStation 3, right?
yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And 4
It was
and
like-
5. They just keep remaking it.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the last PlayStation I had was the 3.
Well, it was at the tail end of the PS3, so it was also PS4, just like The Last of Us Part 2.
No. I'm pretty sure that when I had The Last of Us, I think there was still at least another year, and at least a year, maybe even 2, before the PlayStation 4 came out.
You might be right. I could be misremembering.
Yeah, Candice, I'm betting on my memory over yours.
Yeah, Tim's
So, Tim,
supremely reliable memory.
what
Yeah.
have you been consuming this week?
Kind of busy this week, not too much, but I did finally get around to seeing one movie that was on my list. Nightmare Alley.
Like the OG or the Guillermo del Toro?
No,
one?
the remake.
Oh yeah, how'd you like it?
Motherfuckers, you better go watch that fucking movie. I couldn't
yeah.
believe how good it was. God damn it.
Oh man, the
I'm
very
usually
last
like
shot.
Bradley Cooper. I'm like, Bradley Cooper. All right, he's good, but he's not really. I'm not like running out to see the new Bradley Cooper movie or anything like that.
Right.
But between what's her name, Toni Collette and Kate Blanchett and
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly,
Yep.
how can you go wrong?
Yeah. I always loved Toni Collette, man.
She's just a great actress. She's really,
Yeah.
she's so good in everything. I've never seen her in anything bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's even good in Mario's Wedding, and I hate movies like Mario's Wedding.
Since this got brought up, before we started recording, I got in an argument with my husband because
Of course.
there was a commercial that had Anya
Well, he's
Taylor-Joy
right.
in it.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
She's all over the place.
yeah, she's all over the place. And he goes, I don't think she's attractive. And which I've heard other people say that too. I think she's gorgeous, but I was like, I feel like that actually works in her favor because she has a very distinctive look. When you see Anya Taylor-Joy, you know it's her. And I feel like that's more in her favor than if she's some blandly attractive blonde that are in a million movies and you can never name them.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, Ken, she's blonde, and you're never going to get her confused with, is that the one from the Matrix movies, the one, his daughter? Is that Harley Quinn? Is that Hugo Weaving's daughter? Like, because there's like 4 or 5 fucking blonde actresses who all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. She does have a distinctive look. She's a great actress, and yes, I wouldn't say she's like traditionally beautiful, but you just want to look at her face.
Yeah, she's fantastic. She's got a magnetizing charisma about her. She's very
And she's
talented.
great in the fucking Northman too. If you haven't seen that, that's another great movie.
Never
too.
gonna watch it. So
I had
Why?
because
I had
the
to look
director.
her up.
You get side dick.
So
Tim,
That's the sexiest part of the dick.
Tim, you're above.
All you
getting
guys
some
send the
side
dick pics. Do it from the side.
Get the
Women are
side
gonna like it
profile.
much better, yeah.
Give it the old Hunter Biden.
So he was arguing with me that it doesn't help her that she's distinctive. He said there's lots of unattractive women who are great actresses and they're big in Hollywood. So, yeah.
That's true, but
I still say
don't know.
it helps.
Okay, so
Yeah, it doesn't
Candice, you'd
hurt.
fuck her. Tim, what about you?
Oh, I'd fuck her, yeah.
What about you, Eddie?
I had to look her up. You know what she looks like? Remember when the Martian dressed up like a woman in Mars Attacks?
Yes.
Looks like her. That.
She also kind of looks like Mr. Burns in that X-Files episode where he was supposed to be the alien. A little bit, right?
She's got those like giant waif-like eyes and that really small chin and nose. If she hasn't been in a Tim Burton movie, she will be. Because that is his...
That's true, yeah.
That's his like poster girl.
Did you see Last Night in Soho, Eddie?
No, I didn't yet.
Because she's in it, and that's a great movie too. Yeah,
I might have to check that out. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'd throw her a pity fuck.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
like I'm a
she's only like a superstar before she's like the age of 25.
You know
I'm
what?
doing this
Loaded for the
you.
rest of her life.
Just
Just to make you feel better.
Like it would save her life, or it was like a last wish thing. Then yeah.
Did you see that thing I put in the Discord about that fucking kid who made that?
Yeah.
Make a wish.
Want to get his dick sucked by that porn star? Fucking good for him, dude. Good for him.
I think that's something that should be fulfilled. Come on, don't be a fucking hypocrite, people.
Although, how old is the kid? Because that could be illegal.
No, he's not a kid.
It's not like he's going to be able to make it where he's going to be able to testify.
Like,
you
is
know
he
what?
at least 18?
You know what? Hey, you know what, Candice? I'll tell you how old he is. The end of his life.
Yeah. He's old enough that he wants it. This specific porn star gets sick his dick.
He's past middle aged. How about that?
God damn, that's grim.
Are we talking technically or relatively, Judge?
In his 15 short years, he lives more life than you ever have.
That's true.
Getting blown by that porn star, yeah.
Yeah.
When he gets herpes, who cares?
Who is she?
But I don't know, because she's got a weird name. Isn't her name like Tina Trump or something like that? Her last name is Trump.
Tina Trump?
I think that was the name of the porn star. Chef Robbie will know.
You know what?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chuck Rodriguez will know.
Yeah. You know what would be funny is if I knew her, but I didn't know the Anna Taylor-Joy or whatever. I was like, oh, yeah, you mean Tina Trump. She was in Backdoor Sluts.
Oh, there's got to be some porn actress with a copy of her fucking name, right?
I'm sure. But no, my point is, like, she's fucking people for $5,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, make a wish.
That's a lot less than a trip to Disney World.
Make a GoFundMe. Like, you could just pay this broad $7,000. Like, hey, here you go. Go fuck the guy. Right? I mean, that's how porn works. Right? They're not in.
Should we start our own campaign to get that kid blown by that porn star?
I think I actually believe this thing I'm saying. They're paid to fuck people that they have no emotional involvement in, right? That's the point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why not?
And if I was 18, 19 years old and dying of a terminal disease and some lady wanted to give me a blowjob, I really wouldn't be too concerned with, why is she really doing this?
Is it because she likes me as a person?
Yeah. Does she see a future with me? Oh, no, she can.
Yeah. But Tim, he's the one who requested it, so he knows. Like, he
Well,
gets
we have to
it.
check if that's how old that tweet is. That might be an older tweet and it might already be moot.
Yeah, it could be a moot point.
So what have you been consuming, Eddie?
I've been trying to consume things. And you know what? It's getting
Gag
harder
reflex
and harder.
is too strong. It happens at men your age.
Yeah, I tried to consume Clerks 3.
Oh, no.
That
Didn't you already try to watch that?
I did for a minute, and then I got further into it. Kevin Smith has gotten like worse and worse and worse over the years. He now, instead of like, I'm going to make a movie and reference pop culture or even like nerd culture, he's just like, I'm going to make a movie and reference my own movies.
You know, Jay and Silent Bob were a little bit like that. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was just like, oh, this is going downhill when I saw that. Because I saw that in the movie theater. Because I was like, holy fuck, a movie with these two in it? It's got to be great.
Tim's like, I identify with both of those characters.
Yeah.
A loudmouth and a stoner. What the fuck's not to love? And they're from Jersey like you, so it makes sense. So
Always good, yes. Get that Jersey connection.
No, it's the fucking it is the goddamn worst thing. And I was in the right frame of mind for it, and it's terrible.
How many milligrams were the edibles?
Well, I mean, you know.
No,
there were no edibles consumed, Tim.
That might have been a problem.
No, it was bad. It was very bad.
No, you could have fallen asleep in like 20 minutes and then like enjoyed the whole like 2.5 hour nap.
And then I just dreamed a better movie.
Yeah. You dreamed Red State.
Yeah, Red State was good. Okay, yeah, you're right. That's probably the last.
I think that might be his last good movie, and that's probably like what the least Kevin Smith movie that there's ever been fucking made.
Yeah, I think so.
Took me by surprise. I was started watching it, and I'm like, it's probably going to be a dark comedy. It was not. There's nothing comedic about it at all.
No, it
What
was just
I
dark.
love about that fucking movie is that lady that they use in the fucking set the honey trap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Realistically, come the fuck on, fellas. But then also, I think, on the other hand, realistically, yeah, I'd probably go with her too.
I won't
Right?
let you inside me unless you drink a beer.
Oh, well, honey, let's get married.
Oh, man. So, getting to the movie this week, I selected Fresh 2022. And I've got to say the reason I selected this one is because there are very few horror movies that I watched from this year that actually really stuck with me. And this is one of them that really fucking stuck with me.
It's like almost building a universe, right? At
yes.
one point, I have written down, is John Wick living in this world?
The house is the same.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but is it the same house?
Looks
No, it's
it,
like
yeah.
that same kind of architecture.
Out in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking there's there's a whole universe here going. Like, how are things getting paid for? How are services getting rendered? Special delivery trucks.
The movie we're covering next week, I think, does that even further, which is Crimes of the Future, where they kind of throw you into a really well-established universe. And for me, it's like at first you're like, wait a minute, why are they doing this? And then it becomes, very, very self-evident later. No. So with this one, yeah, it's such a fleshed out universe. It alludes to a lot without telling you why it's alluding to a lot. And as a middle-aged straight white man, I think I am like a expert on feminism. So it's a perfect movie for me to discuss.
Yeah, I was wondering why you like this movie so much.
No, I honestly, politically, I love a lot of what it attempts to address and a lot of the ways that it attempts to address it. I think there's a lot of little, like with The Fly, I think there's a lot of little social messages that are kind of snuck into it too, that this is my third time watching it for this, that I caught this time that I didn't necessarily the first time.
Ooh, well, I can't wait to
I
dig
told
in.
my friend Westy he doesn't like horror movies. Like, I know you don't like you got to tell your wife and daughter to watch this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, and then run away, head for Z Hills. So Candice, what's your history with Fresh?
I watched it when it came out on Hulu, and I absolutely loved it. I think I mentioned it when I was talking about She-Hulk, because I was like, it is so great to watch stuff that's actually written, female characters written by women and directed by women. And it's so invigorating to see this alive and well around us today.
Why did
That's
you
why
have to
we got to stop this shit?
bring up
We don't want
She-Hulk?
women getting invigorated watching movies and shit.
Tim, what about you, buddy? What's your history with Fresh?
I had it on my list because Candice was bragging and talking about how much she loved the movie. So I was like, all right, at least it can't be bad.
I also love
I
John
never got
Carpenter's
around to
vampires.
watching it until now, yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah, it's not
And
like
she hates The Godfather and The Shining.
yeah. Oh God. So, is this your first time watching it, though, Tim? Or
First time watching it and completely enjoyed it. And I'm watching it halfway. I'm watching it by myself, and I'm already within 20 minutes. I'm like, my wife has to watch this movie.
yeah, totally. There's my God, there's so many of these movies. Like I said with The Menu, that's another one of them I watched in the theater, and I'm like, fuck. My wife needs to watch this. I need to share this with other people. Not the most intense.
But since you have it chained up in the basement, she
well,
can't get out to the movie. She has to wait for VOD.
Ironically, Barbarian was the one that this year I really wanted her to see. Speaking of chained up in the basement.
The breastfeeding part? Yeah.
Yeah, just the whole movie. Oh my God. And apparently there was a scene they cut out of Barbarian where they were going to feed a rat.
With a rat, yeah. Well, DVD. Is the DVD out yet?
You mean the Blu-ray?
No. There's, there's.
See how old I am? At least I didn't say the video, the tape.
Yeah, well, actually, Candice, UHD is what you want. You don't want Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's
No.
right.
No,
Sorry, I'm just a simple
Barbarian's-
woman. I don't understand technology.
You know what? It's not mansplaining if they're correct. I've just got to point that.
That's right. It's man
It's
correcting.
funny that you're like, oh, my wife needs to watch this, because I was trying to get my husband to watch this. I was like,
Yeah?
it's such a good movie. I was like, it's got Sebastian Stan. You like Sebastian Stan. And he goes, I'm not fucking watching this. Like, Bart.
It took me a couple of minutes. I'm like, is that the Winter Soldier?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's the Winter
Oh
Soldier. Yeah.
my god! And the casting in this movie is so okay. We'll get to that. Okay,
Yeah.
so written.
No, this is a movie you should stop the podcast and watch it
Yeah,
before you listen to it.
totally.
So we
Okay,
don't spoil it.
yeah, we haven't spoiled anything yet. Look, congratulations on us, and we're half an hour in, so let's get to it.
Yeah, so after this, if we spoil anything, it's on you, assholes. Not
Check
us.
your podcast fucking bingo card of half an hour in. Let's finally get to what we're here to talk about. Look, you fuckers are listening to it. You get it, okay? So written by Lauren Kahn, who wrote a bunch of shorts. This is kind of really her first foray into horror. Directed by Mimi Cave. Again, new to the horror world. She's really worked mostly on shorts and music videos leading up until now.
Mhm.
And you know what? I can see it in the directing because I'm going to say this is like 3 movies thematically.
Yeah.
Right. The first, before the title card, it is a completely different movie.
Oh my god. The title card let me check my notes here. It is 33 minutes in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate it.
I've written down like 6 pages into my note. Title cards?
Yeah, this is one of them that I recommended. Like, God bless some of the people in our Discord. I just went in and said, blindly watch this movie, people. And a couple of them did. And then they came to me and they're like, look, I got half an hour into this fucking thing. Thought it was a rom-com. Then it happened. And what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I like about this movie, because I didn't see too much of like the promos for it. Well, I guess because it's on Hulu. So they're not going to really be doing like a lot of commercials or anything like that. Trailers.
Yeah.
But like even the description of this movie that you see is like a woman gets tired of doing online dating, using online dating apps.
Yeah.
That. And so she gets the fantasy, but we'll get okay. So starring Daisy Edgar Jones as Noah. Mostly she was a TV actor, but she's best known for this series Normal People, and that's what Mimi Cave saw her in and was like, okay, she more than anything commits to a role and fucking just sticks with it and runs with it. And I gotta say, she was great in this.
Oh yes,
as Noah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And as you mentioned before, Sebastian Stan is Steve.
The Winter Soldier.
The Winter Soldier from the Captain America movies.
My
How
third
perfect.
favorite Marvel movie. Captain
How
America.
perfect.
Which one?
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, because he was in a couple of other Captain
Yeah, but Captain America and the Winter
he has his
Soldier
own TV show.
is like peak Marvel.
It is. It's the closest you're going to get to like a straight up like a James Bond almost.
Yeah, and also a point in the Marvel movies where I'm like, the bad guy's hotter than anybody else in this entire fucking movie.
No, that's just you, Candice.
Candice,
You got
just
Tom
have a thing.
Hiddleston and you got Sebastian Stan. I mean, come on.
Candice, you just have a thing for bad boys. That's
do.
all that is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's why this Sebastian Stan is such a great cast for Steve in this, because he looks he's so charming. And the other roles for him, like you were saying, I mean, fucking Captain America's best friend. Like, it's
He's
so
also
wholesome.
a better character. The Winter Soldier is way more compelling than Captain America.
Well, I mean, who cares? But
See, Eddie doesn't get that. He didn't understand the whole Wakanda years of the Winter Soldier.
Oh my God, what's the okay? So was he the Cold War version of Captain America?
Yeah, the Winter Soldier.
Basically,
Because he got the big Russian star on his arm.
That's it. That's all it is.
Oh my God. Yes, let's just break everything down to its minutest, basest thing and judging by that.
I've literally never seen a picture of this fucking character.
He was being mind controlled by the Communist Party, and that's why he was going up against his best friend of all those years.
So he's like Lee Harvey Oswald then, because remember Lee Harvey Oswald, he renounced his American citizenship, defected, became a Russian citizen, got married, and moved back to America.
I've heard something about that.
Yeah, you should watch that JFK movie by Oliver Stone. They cover it. But then they blame it on gay people, which is very weird. Don't watch JFK. It's a bad movie.
Yeah, holy shit, that's right. Holy
Tim,
fuck.
that JFK
I
movie
forgot about
was
that part.
the original QAnon, but it was liberals that ran it, which is insane.
No, because see, I think the last thing that you had liberals and Republicans and or people on the right side all agreeing on was the JFK conspiracy. After that, it just started splitting with what you believe.
Yeah, but
reality
Tim,
or not.
QAnon, they have to go back to JFK, right? Because who is Q?
Well, I mean, JFK Jr. is going to be vice president with Donald Trump, right? Once he's reinstated.
No, I think Kanye is going to be president and Trump is going to be vice president.
The best thing is when Kanye said, we got into a little bit of scuffle when I suggested that Donald Trump should be my vice president.
It's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Oh, man. I love that politics has become stupider than idiocracy. I fucking love it.
And it's also nice to know that even though he's not in the president anymore, he's not in the White House, but with the Secret Service that he has around him, the staff that he must have around, that he's able to get Nick Fuentes snuck in to Mar-a-Lago and have a sit down with them without Donald Trump knowing who the fuck this guy is.
Nick Fuentes, by the way, he's 5'3", loves cat boys. And his last name is Fuentes, and he's a white supremacist. Mm-hmm. What an interesting cat. Anyhow, getting into it. So JoJo T. Gibbs is Molly, the best friend anybody could ever fucking have, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Ride or die, huh?
The best. The fucking best. And
I wouldn't do this, probably even for my wife.
You'd be the guy in the car. Fuck this, I'm getting out of here.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, this is one thing. I love this whole thing where it's not just white guys doing these movies anymore, because we finally got people reacting the way they really should. Right?
Yeah. No, he's 100% right, but there's an irony to it that's in the subtext of the movie. Anyhow, so we open with our hero, Noah. Going out on a date set up on an app.
This date
with Chad.
Could you actually get away with doing that? I couldn't believe it.
This dude tells her to bring cash because they're a cash only place. And
I didn't know that when I set up the date.
Yeah.
When I did online dating, if there was more than one date, I'd pay for the second one.
You never paid for the first date?
No.
What if he told you you were going to go Dutch the first date?
Then that'd be an agreement beforehand.
She would make him the second date.
No, Tim,
and then she's like, I got to meet this other motherfucker at 5:30.
Then it would be agreed in beforehand. But yeah, never had that happen before.
If you showed up at a date and he just assumed you were going Dutch, what would happen?
I would pay it and be like, well, there's not going to be a second date now, is there?
Wow, Candice, that's fucked up, huh?
I don't know. You don't just throw that at somebody.
I mean, it speaks for itself.
Well, think of it this way: if you invite,
what if it's Sebastian Stan?
If you invite someone, if you were like, let's go get something to eat, like you're the one who precipitates it, I expect them to pay.
And
100%.
Okay, so have you ever been the one who met the guy online and you asked him to go on a date?
I did, and I paid.
Oh, okay. You know what? Fair then.
Right,
fair.
Did you expect him to put out?
No.
Yeah, what are you like? Listen, am I going to get some dick? No, we're splitting the check.
Look, at least I'm getting a shoulder rub out of it.
You're like,
and I'm like, this was nice. We should do this again. Yeah. And he's like, no, I don't think we should.
The waitress brings over the check. You're like, look, you splitting these cheeks? He's like, no. He's like, all right, we're splitting the check.
Splitting the
bill. God damn. So she goes in to the Chinese restaurant and we see a crab in a tank looking out with rubber bands around his or her.
At first, I thought this was somebody's fish tank. I like, who has this as a fucking pet?
It's Tim. This isn't a pet. This is it's
this
being held captive for food.
Yeah, it gets turned out. It gets revealed that it's a restaurant.
Yeah. That's some foreshadowing there.
Are you picking it up on it, Tim?
So the Chad, I love it. He just wants to talk about hot sauce the whole fucking day.
Imagine that's what a date with you would be like when you bring out your own aioli that you made at home.
No, I
Dip
don't
the
do
fries
that.
in.
I do not do that.
Yeah, this is the one that doesn't give me diarrhea.
If honestly, if I take somebody out on a date, it's to a place where they make something that's really good.
So you don't have to
And
bring your own sauce?
No, it's because they make it there. Why the fuck would? Or you want to hang out at my place and I'll make something cool? I'm not going to bring. I've never brought anything to a restaurant.
Shocks me.
That's insanity.
Mhm. Next time I go to my Korean restaurant with my wife, I got to sneak in a bottle of
Of
Coca-Cola.
soy sauce.
You should.
Pepsi now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 1 second.
Uh-oh. Lost server attempting to reconnect. It says.
Yeah, I see that.
Reconnected. Success.
Yes, success. All right.
Yeah, so no, that would be insanity to bring anything to a restaurant except for A1 when you go to a steakhouse.
What? What?
No.
No, you got to bring ketchup. when
I
you go
can't
to a
tell if
fancy
you're fucking
steakhouse,
with me.
because They don't have it.
Candice?
Candice, come the fuck on. Have you seen this foodie motherfucker in the Discord?
No.
He's going to bring
Can
A1.
I tell you?
He made his own A1 steak sauce.
No, I don't make steak sauce. You just eat this fucking steak. It's good.
Mhm.
I don't go to a steakhouse. Oh, God damn it.
Uh-oh. Again, lost connection.
Yep. He was trying to make a point, and the internet's like, nope.
So this fucking thing. Now we're on Riverside.fm instead of Zencaster because it crashed. Their fucking Cloudflare
Zencaster.
account is down. I have 2 hours on this I don't have to pay for because I paid for a year of Zencaster. Thanks, Zencaster.
How does something named Zen cause so much fucking problems?
I
and
don't
headaches,
fucking
huh?
know, Tim, but let's get to it. So she goes out on a date with Douche Boy, and you can tell he's a douche boy because he's got a douche scarf.
Oh my god, this fucking scarf.
That was the same scarf that was in the Hulk King
The Hulk King?
in She-Hulk. Yeah, he's like the head of these like woman-hating
Yeah.
like chads, and he had the same scarf.
So I love he just starts like in on her immediately. Yeah, he's like, yeah, you know
Oh
what?
my God.
You'd probably be a lot prettier if you wore a dress. I just remember in our
if you dress
parents,
more feminine,
time.
yeah. Oh,
they dressed more feminine.
Oh,
she hasn't even paid the bill yet, fella. Calm down.
And then
yeah. This was like, ugh. I
she
felt
even
her
tried. She even was like, yeah, spicy food bugs me too. Like, I can handle this, but not that. Tried to even branch out and start talking about other regions of food. Nah, he just starts like, yeah, well, okay, let's pay the bill. You brought money, right? And she's like, yeah, you.
Oh no! What he says to the no, you're coming up. To the
She's
part.
all like,
to the server.
you reminded me to bring cash, by the way. Thanks for that. And then he takes her leftovers. He's like, well, I'm going to meet up with my brother, so I'll just go ahead and take your food. Like, motherfucker.
Dude, this guy's got a nice scam going, right?
It's a pretty good scam. Yep. Remember that he took her food because this is the catalyst that sets off the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like you said, while he's doing this, she's like, yeah, your stupid scarf is in my fucking pad thai. And he's like, oh, I love this scarf. Calls the
It's my lucky scarf. I get so many free meals out when I wear it.
calls the lady working there over, who's a Chinese lady, and he's like, hey, listen, do you have carbonated water, like, bubble water,
Bubbles? You understand
Do
bubbles?
you
Do you know
understand?
bubbles?
And that woman gives
The look, yeah.
gives Noah a look. Yeah, like, oh my fucking god,
Like,
are
you
you
better
seeing
not
this?
go home and fuck this guy.
Yeah, and meanwhile she's like, yeah, she speaks English clearly, like, dickhead.
We're not in China in a restaurant.
Yeah.
We're just in a Chinese restaurant.
So they're out front, and he's like, yeah, well, that was real cool. I guess we should, hook up for our second date. And she's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling that, to be quite honest with you.
And then the tables get
Oh,
turned.
yes.
Because that's when he's like, which I have myself experienced. Where it's like, well, I don't even fucking want you anyway.
This is really
Stuck up
Jesus
bitch.
Christ.
By the way, we're-
man. Just like to take your loss and just go home. What the fuck? You got food out of the goddamn deal, right? You and your brother are going to be eating off of this shit.
By the way, we're now live on Twitch recording this.
Are we?
I guess so.
I saw you like post something about Twitch.
I guess so. We're live on Twitch, so if anybody wants to dial in,
Can I play a game?
No, Tim, you can't play the game.
What do you mean? Wait, are you doing the fucking Mr. Show thing? Are you telling people on a podcast
pre-recorded
at least 3 days after we record this?
Yeah, the pre-recorded live call-in show. Yeah. So, okay.
Next week on Twitch, we'll be talking about taking care of the elderly.
Next week, we're going to be talking about Crimes of the Future, which is taking care of the elderly in Cronenberg. Mm-hmm. This week, we're talking about the terrors of women dating. Okay. So,
I know I've told this story on the Grind Bin, but I've never told it on this show about like one of the worst times I ever had at a restaurant with a guy.
Yeah.
So this was like a childhood friend of a friend that I made in college, and he was in town. So my friend was like, "Oh, let's all go out and get drinks." This dude is hitting on me constantly, like would not stop. And then the server comes over and he hits on her.
Nice.
And when she walks away, he looks at me and says, "I'm really interested in you, but I got to keep up the look."
Oh God.
Okay.
Damn. All right.
Oh, that is terrible.
I wouldn't want any restaurant knowing that when I come in, I'm not going to be sexually harassing the waitresses.
He grabbed my ass. Like he was the biggest piece of shit I ever met in my life. So yeah, this scene, I'm like, I feel you. I know what you're going through.
I love that. Then she's all like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling a second date." He's like, "Whatever, you stuck up bitch. Good luck fucking finding somebody with that shitty attitude and your dumb face. Hey, why don't you go fuck yourself? I was doing you a favor."
Wait a second, I'm listening to us on Twitch.
Tim, don't do this.
Does that cause feedback?
No, it doesn't cause feedback. It causes don't do. Tim,
this is weird.
You're creating a wormhole universe, and we don't need it.
But I just saw something called echo cancellation pop up underneath my thing. What's that?
Well, Tim, it cancels echoes.
Okay.
But going back to the movie, but no, this was like I think a part of endearing her to people who are watching the movie, because I'm like, I've fucking been there. Like I act really masculine. I'm mean. I have a teasing sense of humor. I like comic books and video games and horror movies, and that is unattractive to a lot of men. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I wear t-shirts and jeans. And as many times as I've heard, "You'd be a lot prettier if so-and-so and so-and-so." And so you can tell that it, like, bothers her, but she's trying to keep up, like, a brave front.
I don't know. I just figure if I saw you dressed like that, I figure you're probably easy to get in the bed if you dress like that.
I read this as this dude is one of those he goes on TikTok too often, and it's all like, "Listen, this is the kind of woman you need to find, and this is the way you can down-talk women so that you can fuck them because you're better than them because you're a man." Like this bullshit.
Well, that's where he bought that scarf. Yeah. Because you need some kind of flair,
and
right?
then it's like
he hasn't worked up the courage yet to wear a fucking like top hat with a feather on it.
You know what though? At least the pickup
there.
Artist people, their whole thing wasn't "we fucking hate women." The modern shit is "we hate women."
Yeah, I don't know, because it was
Well, I think this ties in with the theme of the movie, where these like Sebastian Stan and stuff, like they don't necessarily like her as her. They like this idealized version of her that they've built up in their head. That's
definitely true. And it's also the pressures that the women feel to be that idealized version, right? And to kind of fit the role. Yeah. Anyhow, so she shoots his ass down.
Be the hot girl and the cool girl.
She shoots his ass.
Yeah, be the cool girl, but also, like, don't put your hair up in a ponytail. Maybe put some makeup on and a dress.
What's wrong with ponytails?
Hey, why don't you fix yourself up, toots? No, so...
There's one incredible ponytail in this movie, I'll tell you that.
Dude, the delivery guy, oh my God. So
That's dedication.
She is like, all right, well, I guess I'll walk alone down the craziest dark fucking alley ever.
Yeah, why did she park there?
That's
Maybe
what
it
I
was
was
the only
thinking.
parking she could find.
That's what I was thinking, because this is kind of for me, that was like, I was like, what the fuck? What woman is going to park there or walk there, right?
Tim, she's at the corner of assault and rape. Like, it's the worst fucking neighborhood I've ever seen.
Where's that? Can you map
it's
quest that to me?
everywhere.
Candice, no. You can't. It's got to be on unwilling participants. But she does the Wolverine keys thing. Like, I'm going to Wolverine.
True. That's a good move, yes.
Is that a good move? I don't think that works.
Yeah. Well, that's a move that he teach you in self-defense class.
Okay. But
and I'm sure it's better than just punching somebody in the face regularly, right? You're going to cut them the fuck up.
The whole point, you're not really supposed to kill anybody. You just kind of hurt them so that you can get away.
You hurt them so then you can kill them.
And hopefully you'll get some of their...
You get a jail-free card.
Hopefully you get some of their DNA on your keys so when they find your body, they can maybe match it up to the person who killed you.
Also, maybe, right?
That's why always claw. If you can, claw somebody. Because they always find DNA under the fingernails.
Yeah, that's a lot of comfort to my cold corpse.
Well,
I don't exist anymore, so I hope this helps you.
As much as you love,
I want to make your job a little bit easier, police officer.
As much as you love ghosts getting their revenge for shit, this should be right up your alley.
That's the ultimate revenge, DNA, right?
Yeah,
that's ghost evidence.
Yeah. So, but then she notices somebody's following her. She gets to her car, does the horror movie trope, drops her keys, gets them, turns around in time just to see it's just some poor dude walking, carrying his kid.
Okay,
shit.
Now I got a question. Yeah. Even though this is a dude, what the fuck is he doing walking around in that area of that place with a baby on him?
With his baby. You hope it's his baby.
Oh, that's right.
That's what he found.
He just found a dumpster baby? Candice.
Hey, it worked out for everybody, right?
Fair. So then we got to her having a nice boxing sesh with her best friend Molly, and they're talking about all the Disney princesses, right?
Oh yeah.
She's not Belle, she's the Beast. She's like, yeah, I'm the fucking beast.
Yeah, they're hyping each other up.
Yeah, and then the guy that's teaching the women how to pretend box is like, all right, your session's over.
It's shadow boxing. I do that when I want to break from running.
It's exercise.
It's a hell of a fucking workout.
I don't know if it's actual boxing, though, right?
Well, it's what it's called, shadow boxing. But yeah, it's not... I never expect to actually use those moves. It would be completely ineffective.
You get a gun.
But it's a good workout.
Fuck.
That's your answer to everything.
Okay.
You don't get a lot of. You only work out your arms if you have a gun.
Yeah. Okay, Tim. Let me ask you a question. Two guys come up to mug you, right? One of them weaved his keys between his fingers, and the other guy's got a gun. Who are you more intimidated by?
Good question.
You're just assuming that everybody who owns a gun, A, knows how to use it properly, and B, will be able to use it properly when they're under pressure.
No, you don't need to know how to use it. You just need to point it in somebody's face.
Yeah, well, that's fucked up because you got two of the worst things because you run towards a gun and you run away from any kind of sharp object. So what do you do in that situation?
Then you just stick your finger in their ass, Tim.
I might just stick my finger in my ass and hopefully leave me alone because they're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Off.
Pull your cock out.
Pull your cock out.
Maybe that's what the woman
should
do.
Pull out her cock. Just
pull their cocks out?
Pull his cock out. Because then he'd be like, what the fuck? You're willing? No, I'm not into this. Not into this now.
Yeah, that might do it. I'm raping you, kink. Fucker. Man. So she goes home.
Bend over.
She goes home and she's like, all right, I'm going to try the dating app because it's been so successful for me so far.
Hey, you got to play the numbers. Eventually, you'll find one.
I've never used a dating app, thank Christ.
Yeah, I have.
Never.
We all have.
No, I haven't.
Not me. I aged out of that shit.
It's because you're both
I
too
know.
old.
That's why we're the perfect people to talk about this.
Now I'm thinking, oh my god, all I had to do was swipe and just hope that some idiot gets drunk and swipes back on me.
No, Tim. Here's the problem. You're now competing with more men.
True.
That's true, yes.
So fuck that. So
that's right. When you got it tied up in the trunk, it's only you and her. But all of a sudden, now there's 50 different guys in the car.
Right.
Being a cute white girl on a dating app is you get the pick of the litter.
I think she's talking about her friend.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Hey, my BFF use dating apps too. We've all done it, like I said.
No, I haven't. So
it just seems a lot easier to me now that it's a lot easier to get laid than it's ever been, right?
Yeah, that's true. there's lots of people who go on there just because they want to have sex. It's not necessarily a dating thing.
I mean,
there's always been people like that, but it's just you take an ad out in fucking Screw magazine. It takes at least 20 days of lead time before. Yeah, they used to have ads in the back.
I know, but Tim, that's
how do you know?
What do you mean? How do I know? I'm not stupid. Anyhow.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. Okay, you're a proactive person. You're like, I want to meet someone. I've met all my friends. I've met all my friends' friends. I've met all of their friends. Nobody's turning my head. So I can just look at just people online and be like, hey, are you interested?
It's only a step. They're not actually blood related.
No, Candice, because now you're meeting people online who are completely fake.
Well, yeah, but that's when you meet them. And after a few dates, hopefully maybe you get to know them.
That's when you got to hope that the line of mutual disappointment doesn't get crossed. You're both like, oh.
Well, let's see how this turns out for our hero, Candice.
It's true.
Oh, man.
Now you're just shitting all over dating apps.
100%. You need to meet people in real life. Although that's what she does here, and it does not work out for her.
Can people do that shit anymore for real?
Honestly?
Can anybody do that?
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly, I would say join some sort of a club. Figure out some sort of an activity that you're interested in, then you might meet people that have a similar interest to you. Like, these are things that'll also help you just in life, like in general, because you'll be able to derive enjoyment out of it. Instead of like artificially like, oh, the algorithm, Twitter's recommended ad algorithm picked a woman that maybe I might be interested in. Oh, and by the way, that's her projection. Right? That's all of her Pinterest photos of the fucking brunches that she's had or the weird filters that she's run on her face so she looks more like a Cupid doll than a fucking human. Yeah, that's how I want to meet somebody, Candice. Sounds great.
Jesus. For an easy lay? Yeah. I'd put up with that right now if I was single and young enough to be getting on Tinder.
Too much of a headache. Fuck that. Meet people in real life. It's better for you. So...
Man, you have some strong feelings about dating apps.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. I think it removes the human element out of being a human.
Well, I think, unfortunately, I think that's just the way everybody's going from now on. Because, like I said, you can't just walk up to somebody in a grocery store today without them thinking you're a complete fucking freak unless you look like Sebastian Stan.
Tim, you can. You can just go out and talk to people the way we always have. That's still acceptable.
No,
that never works for me.
Too many guns and too much mace.
Yeah, did you? So you met your husband on the internet?
Saying that mayonnaise is goblin cum.
Yeah.
Candice,
I met Chaz on the internet.
Well, that's fair. But you met your husband on not on the internet, right?
Not on the internet. No.
Tim, where'd you meet your partner?
Not on the internet. Well, it was kind of like the internet of the old time. It was a bookstore.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go out someplace where you've got a hobby, a bookstore, something. And meet there. The internet
my hobby was going to the bookstore and trying to hook up with women.
That's a good place to meet women. We were talking about Jay and Silent Bob earlier when they were trying to meet women at the abortion clinic.
No, see, my big idea when I was a teenager, my idea was that me and my friends, we should all go and hang outside Chippendales and wait for the club to close. And I'm thinking, just by the numbers and the amount of drunk women who are all horned up, that one of us is going to get lucky. None of my fucking friends wanted to do it, and I never had the courage to do it by myself.
You're like, why are there all these...
See, you play the numbers. Why are there all
these men leaving this club? When are the women going to leave?
My way of thinking was, it would be just like, I am sure back in the day when 42nd Street was full of fucking prostitutes and porno theaters, that a lot of the pros hung outside the fucking porno theater, right?
Tim, you're telling me you think women are going to a strip club where they have the opportunity to buy men drinks?
Well, that is Chippendales. Well, no, you can't. You couldn't buy the strippers drinks, right? You just give them money.
Okay,
but I figured they're going to be drunk and all horny.
So women, rather than going to the club where they get in for free when there's a cover and they get drinks bought for them, they want to go to the place where they have to pay money and they're not getting sex.
Well, that's how I guess.
Isn't that just what strip clubs are?
Yeah.
Isn't that what all strip clubs are?
I don't think men and women
not necessarily.
I don't think men and
plus,
women have the same sex drive, Candice.
I don't know if it's true, but I've always heard that the strip clubs with the women in it are a lot more crazy than anything you're going to see in the strip club with guys in it.
Yeah, I think that's more of like a bachelorette party vibe you're going to hit. I don't think that's like your regular day-to-day sad woman going to a strip club like a man would. I mean, come on, Tim.
Some woman going to Chippendales every day for lunch.
She's gonna go chip in. No, Tim. There's no place that's called fucking sausages that's like Hooters. That's for women, right?
Wasn't that some comedy sketch show did that, right?
Bananas or something.
With like the balls or something.
There's no place like that. Men are pathetic. Come on. You know what? I need to have an advice podcast.
Anyway,
this is teaching me. I need to go out there and help people. Because I've got this shit figured out.
Can we become life coaches?
Yes. Oh my God, Tim. Next year, that's what this podcast is. We're life coaches.
We should start a separate podcast.
Dude, we could make so much fucking money.
With, the Bloody Bits crew.
Yeah. Oh my God, we could just teach men, and we can get rid of Candice because she can't. Men don't care what a woman.
No, we can have Candice. Candice could be like your woman friend who like helps you.
Yeah, she's like
right. Like,
right. Oh, dude,
put deodorant
Candice.
on.
Yeah, you just have to agree with whatever we say and whatever product we're trying to sell. You're just like, yeah, that worked.
Yeah, I can do that.
We'll cut you in on the money. Anyhow.
Yeah, so, I'd go home with you if you said that to me.
Yeah. See? Oh, my God.
You're right. Those shoes do fit like a fat woman.
Meanwhile, we're giving Candice like 70% of the money the podcast is making. It's just like the fucking easiest thing in the world for all of us now. That'd be, oh, God. Anyhow. So the dude she's trying to match, it's a picture of a dog. She's like, hey, cute dog. What kind is it? He's like, it's my dick. Boom. Picture of a cock.
Yo, let me tell you, I've never had a dick pic sent to me. But does it happen that quick? It's like bing, boom, bang?
No. Nope. I've never had a dick pic sent to me.
Oh,
Knock on wood.
What's your Twitter
handle?
handle?
That never happens.
At HorrorHoochie69 on Twitter.
And now Twitter's a wild, wild west. So
that's
just
true.
put a little swat sticker on the head of your dick, and it'll be no problem.
Yeah, I've never had a vagina picture just sent to me, apropos of nothing.
A gaping.
Jesus.
You can give a gynecological exam.
I can see your kidneys. No.
But I thought this was the future that you wanted when I was like, no one wants to see your dick. And you guys were like, yeah, you do. Women love seeing dicks.
Well, I don't.
Who said that?
No, I don't want to see a dick.
You both said that.
I never said that.
No,
I don't even want to see my own dick.
Women want to see dicks.
Nobody wants to see dicks.
No, the argument is if it's consensual, then they enjoy the aesthetic of a penis, not they want one apropos of nothing. That's literally the argument that I made.
Oh, so they want some context to it.
Well, they want to...
Like, what kind of dog is it? At least he could have answered the fucking question.
It's a cock retriever. Now get it. So now then she's like, fuck this thing. Goes to get something to eat because now she's all hungry after she saw that cock. There was nothing phallic enough in her fridge.
Why didn't she order something on her app?
She should have, because if she, and I'm going to contend right now, if she would have taken her leftovers home, she'd have something to eat and wouldn't have to go to the sad, lonely person supermarket.
She's too nice, right? She paid for that fucking dickhead's dinner and then let him take the leftovers.
And so she goes to the sad, lonely person supermarket in the middle of the night with all the other sad weirdos like her that are going to...
Oh, my, I have written down, is this the supermarket of lost souls?
Yeah.
For real. Holy fucking shit. You're watching that movie, the people are just like, it's like... Fucking,
these are all the people during their lunch break on third shift.
These are all of the people
trying to grab some
that
groceries.
She sees, and it's like foreshadowing that she will die alone like them. And it's like, fuck. Then she goes over to the produce department and she meets Steve. So many red flags here immediately. First of all, this guy's so handsome, he could be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Secondly, he is awkward with her, and I do love the entry is like, hey, there's these cotton candy grapes. They taste like cotton candy. You should eat one. And
No. Here's what's even better, because he mentions his sister and his niece.
Yes.
So, like, he's letting you know, okay? There's at least 2 women that I know
that trust
and I
him.
get along with that will accept food off of me.
Accept food off.
Yeah, exactly. He mentions family immediately. Guards lowered a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's why you got to be like, I love those jeans. They look so great. I think my wife would love them. What size are you wearing?
This is just Danny DeVito's method in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he drops his wallet with a wad of hundreds and a Magnum condom. And he's like, oh, wow. So sorry I dropped this in front of you. My name's Dr. Tobias. It's like, wait, doctor, big dick, a lot of money? Sign me up. Oh, man. So, no, he's like, listen, I'm going to...
And he can eat me while I stand up? Even better.
So he's like, listen, I'm gonna go over to my sister's place and her kid, and the kid said, like, fuck you, these don't taste like cotton candy. She tries one, and she's like, holy shit, it tastes like cotton candy is sugar, so it tastes like sugar.
Yeah, miracle of science,
wow.
Right?
Your grape tastes sweet. Cool. So then she's all like, all right, well, see you later. He's like, all right, bye. It's like, you know what? I already fucked this up enough.
It's funny because at the end of this movie, she's going to have some sour grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So then he's like, you know what? I already fucked this up enough. Let me get your number. And she does.
Smooth.
As, by the way, when the framing of the shot, they're in the produce department. She is standing under the sign for the meat department that says fresh meat. Yeah.
Yep.
And so she's like, okay, well, sure. Here's my number. He's like, fine. I'm not going to text you. It's just I want to have a story for my sister. I'm not going to text you totally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Leaves. And then you know what he does, Tim? He doesn't text her.
That's the move. Right?
Yet.
You can't text her right away.
Oh, yeah.
Even I know.
I saw this.
When I had a phone. My fucking phone took like 20 minutes to send a fucking text.
Well, yeah, Tim. I mean, your phone doesn't have the ability to text, so.
Jitterbugs don't do that.
Jitterbugs do it now.
Yeah.
It's just annoying with all the beeps.
And it fucks her up so bad. Because she's just talking to her friend Molly. She's like, yeah, I met this guy. I gave him my number. He hasn't even fucking texted me yet. And you know what? Mm-hmm. I expected that he would have texted me by now, but he hasn't. And now I want him to text me. And she's like, dude.
Yeah, got to keep him
can
wanting.
You calm down? Damn.
That's like, that's torture for women, right? If a woman gives you her phone number and you don't call or text, it's going to drive them crazy.
Yeah, I'm just flashing back to when I asked a guy out on a date and then never heard back from him.
And then you called the number that he gave you and they're like, Domino's.
No.
And I was talking to my friend and I'm like, should I text him? Should I message him? She's like, no, it's his ball court now.
The ball's in his court.
Like,
yeah.
the ball is in his court now. It's like, if you do it now, it's going to look desperate. Balls
will never be in your court, yeah.
No, they were not.
Yeah, that's rough, man. I mean, it's the same for anybody, right? Like if Tim, if you gave somebody your number and they didn't call you, that sucks.
I've had it happen. I've gotten chicks' phone numbers, sent them a text message, and they don't answer me right back. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? And it's like 2 days later, it's like, well, I got to go to this fucking bitch's job.
Yeah.
With a gun.
Well, I figured out where she fucking lives.
No, the gun comes on like the third turn down.
No, Tim just goes there with keys in between his fucking fingers, like Wolverine.
Let me ask you guys, because you're guys.
Okay.
So, if a woman asks you out on the date, is that too forward? Like, would that turn you off?
I'd fucking love that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You don't. A lot of women don't understand this.
That's like, I'm getting laid tonight. Woohoo!
Well, I stopped asking guys out on dates after that because my guy friends were like, no. They were like, that was a bad move. He's got to approach you first.
Well, they wanted to.
I was like, I was trying to be proactive.
Well, the problem was they wanted to fuck you, and you were approaching somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, because look, it takes a lot to work up your courage, especially just like go up to somebody cold.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think as a woman, I don't know, you probably you don't have that much of a worry about it. It's probably a lot easier for a woman to
it's not.
go up to a guy.
No, Tim,
it is not. Trust me, I've done it. I walked up. Okay, so this dude I met while I was working, and he was like interning in a chef's position at this restaurant, and met him like for the first time, and I was like, I'm gonna ask him out tomorrow night. So I'm all night. I'm like fucking bundle of nerves. You know, I'm like sweating. I'm dropping shit constantly. I'm like so nervous. So I like go up to him when work's over, and I was like, "Hey," and he goes, "Hey, did you want to go out tonight?" I was like, "Fucking sweet."
Hey, there you go.
No, Tim.
Why are you giving the signal? Because he's like, look at her, man. She's so sweaty. She got to be desperate.
I have a theory that rejection hits women way, way harder than it hits men. Like, and here's why. I think that in the way that society values men versus the way society values women, and this is incorrect, it should not value us this way. Women are more valued by the things they are born with, and therefore they can never really achieve more. You know, because it's always like youth and looks for women or what are projected upon them. You're never going to get younger, right? You're going to get older. But with men, what's projected on you
can always get richer,
is your ability to provide. Right, exactly. It's your societal standings. So if a man is rejected, he can go away from that and think, you know what? Fuck that person. I'm going to go work harder, get a better job, get a better house, car, whatever they think, quote unquote, will actually fix the problem. Whereas with a woman, it's like you're rejecting them on what they are fundamentally. Thoughts, Candice?
Okay. No. Well, no, I perfectly agree. As I'm getting older, it's getting harder, and I know it's stupid and ridiculous.
You already got somebody locked down.
Well, it's not even that.
It's really...
we shouldn't
it's really dumb.
Look at people that way. It's gross.
No. I mean, that's 100%
because,
true.
Yeah, it's 100% correct, but that is society. That's where we live in, right?
Yeah. And it sucks because you should... I would hope you're better 10 years from now than you are now. Like, if not, you're fucking up in life.
Yeah, but you're not going to be better looking. Especially
then you're focusing on looks, though. So, especially if you're a woman. That's a good point, Tim. Jesus. Oh, man. So...
I'm trying to add some humor to this.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Conversation about society, putting women down, and just putting all their value on looks and
Tim,
their youth.
I was about to get
No, I was just saying that Eddie nailed it, because as I was trying to say before, like, I'm getting older, and each birthday is I get a little freaked out around it, because I'm like, I'm not attractive
anymore.
I know. I was like, so it just,
And look, I'm 54 years old and I'm married, but if I wasn't married and I was 54 years old and I look exactly how I look now, which, I'm not great looking, I'm not bad looking, whatever. I think I'm average looking. But if I had a lot of fucking money, I could get myself a 24-year-old hot fucking chick girlfriend.
Yep.
Easily,
and if that's what you wanted, if that's what you valued, then there you go. And that's the thing, saying that that's what you're looking for. That's society telling you should look for the young, attractive woman.
Yeah. Even though, and this is how it hits. Well, I mean,
maybe you're the president of France and you go the other way, right?
Yeah.
It hits women harder because even though logically I know that makes no fucking sense, that's stupid, I should reject it. There's still a part of women that are like, oh man, wouldn't that be nice?
Yep. Every woman would get fillers, a little lipo, a little tuck or something. That's why it's handy that the beau that she meets is a plastic surgeon.
I have written down, bitch, are you that kind of fucking stupid? You think that this kind of fucking angel is going to fall into your lap at 3 o'clock in the morning in a fucking grocery
flags.
store?
He invites her out for a drink. He knows fancy drinks, goes to the right place. He's charming as fuck. And this is what
doesn't have an Instagram.
Well, that's what's interesting.
Doesn't have an Instagram. Even I don't use it, but I have an Instagram.
No,
okay.
So that's what's fascinating, right? Is at the beginning of it, it's like meeting people on social media is bad, and she even tells her friend, "I wish I could just meet somebody organically." She meets somebody organically. He's like, "I don't have social media."
The vegetable section, yeah.
I don't have social media, and then she's like, "I don't trust that. That's weird." So it's like, what the fuck do you want? You want to meet somebody online or not?
No, but here's where my extra little thing kicks in. how are you a plastic surgeon and you don't have any
That's
social
a
media
very
presence?
good point. Yeah.
Right? And maybe if you're Joe Schmo, if you're Yobo Doorman,
Yeah.
if you're Candice, I work for the government water department, if you're Eddie, whatever your job is, working for some high-tech shit.
Cybersecurity.
Maybe you don't have fucking internet, you don't have Twitter account, you don't have Instagram, something like that. But if you're a doctor, you have to have something.
Unless you're like an anesthesiologist. Like, you don't need social media.
Or radio.
Oh no, because you're making so much fucking money. You're just laying all those fucking 24-year-old broads out left and right. You don't need fucking Twitter.
That's not how it works.
They make money, man. Come on.
You think
Plus, they got that happy
You
gas.
think you just go to parties and fucking anesthetize people for a goof?
No, but you know what? The women who've done their research, they're going to pick you.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Hey, you're not going to feel it.
$1,400 an hour for just sitting on your ass, making sure I can breathe.
Yeah, but the insurance they have to carry, Tim, whoo, not good.
Yeah, sure. Oh, come on, you blame it on the doctor by that time.
Yeah. So I love that the small talk turns to like, so do you have any family around here?
Yeah, he very smoothly puts that in there. So where are you from?
He is so good. Yeah, where are you from? What about your family and everything?
But he says it so organically
He's so
that it just
practiced.
slings it into the conversation.
I swear to God, I'm watching this and I'm like, you know what? I'd go home with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's so charming.
That's what I was going to... In my notes, I say, they talk. He mentions that he doesn't have social media, but she's Twitter-pated.
Oh, yeah, I resented when she was like, does anyone say anything smart on Twitter? I was like, I say smart and funny shit on Twitter all the time.
Well, you know what? I like how that movie is very pertinent to today, what's going on with Twitter.
Yeah, that's for sure. So
this movie is fresh, yeah.
Then he's like, tell me something you don't want me to know. And she's like, all right, I hate this. I don't believe in love. I think I'm meant to be alone. I fucking hate dating. And then she's like, but never mind. I just want to go get some dick. So fuck it. Takes him home.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're going to fuck. And this, Tim, if I was a
red
young...
red flag.
No, Tim, if I was a young man...
This move.
If you're a young man in the vicinity of my voice on this podcast, the woman takes you home, get it started, and then be like, you know what? No.
Going too fast.
I want to wait.
Let me tell you, it is a good move. It's one of those things where it's like,
Damn.
let's say you have like a 10-year-old kid, right?
Yeah.
And you say to that 10-year-old kid, do you want me to give you $1 today?
Or $100 tomorrow.
$10 next week. Yeah. That's what it is. That's the difference. You want that dollar fuck or do you want that $10 fuck?
And you know that she hasn't had any in a long time. So she's like, oh my God, give me that dick.
And then I thought,
pull that dust off that pussy.
I was ready to give the man the crown here, but no. Then he just goes marathon pussy eating session on her. Because
I have written down, I hope she's fresh.
Hey, she is. So, no, because she's all like, all right, well, can I get you something to drink or make you a sandwich like a good woman should? And he's like, no, the only thing I want to eat is your pussy hole.
He ate her out so good. She's like, you want a sandwich?
He put her to sleep eating puss. So wakes up the next morning and she takes a creepy picture of him while he's asleep.
Which... yeah, I mean, that was pretty creepy. Yeah. And that's also why I sleep alone. You don't know what the fuck people are doing.
You're
when
married.
You're vulnerable.
Wait, what do you mean you sleep alone?
She sleeps in a different room than her husband.
I do. I have my own bed.
She sleeps in the West Wing.
Did you get married in 1950 on TV? What the fuck?
Everybody thinks it's so weird, but... we have different schedules, and he'll wake me up if he goes in there. Plus, if he is in there, I can't fall asleep.
I'm on a different schedule than my wife lots of times, and I managed to get into the bed without doing a fucking belly flop with waking her up.
Nope, always wakes me up.
Get that memory foam mattress where you can have a glass of wine on the end and one person jumping up and down in the bed, Candice.
When you said, hey, Candice, I think you have a thing about sleeping, I started thinking about it. I do. Because I have the dogs with me, so if
Yes,
someone comes
that's right.
into the room, the dogs will freak out.
And you didn't want to live in that fucking beautiful fucking house because it had a glass ceiling over the fucking bedroom. And you're like, somebody's going to climb up. Somebody's going to go 8 hours driving in the fucking woods, find my house, climb up on the fucking roof, and watch me sleep.
We got to stop now because then we're going to ask if something happened and it's going to go to a bad place. So,
you had me worried. I thought we were having another technical difficulty.
I'm just thinking, you know what's incredible is her husband, who, quote unquote, doesn't understand what pornography is, has his own bedroom.
Dude, your husband is run game on you. You can't even understand.
Oh my God, he's in there playing games.
He doesn't have to
watching that fucking Last Wish kid get a blowjob on fucking Pornhub.
He doesn't have to work. He's a stay-at-home husband. Fucking, you're going out. He's like, hey, Toots, why don't you go out and do the fucking thing? Hanging out with his boy. Oh my God, he's got the life. Except he's married to you. So yeah, she takes a creepy.
There's always a trade-off, right?
Yeah, it's fair. So yeah, she takes a creepy fucking peeper pic of him, then immediately goes in the bathroom to blab to her friend, hey, I fucked a guy. Hey, I got fucked. I mean, calm down. You didn't.
I got dicked down.
Hey, it's good news. It's been a long time. She wants to share.
But she didn't give up. She got her pussy ate.
Are you sure they didn't actually have sex? Because she says later in the film, we had sex.
I mean, that's kind of like sex, isn't it? Right? Technically.
I mean, I would, if my wife got her pussy ate by another guy, I'd be like, why did you have sex with him?
Yeah, that's like fucking rubbing my wife's feet. Don't do that shit.
You know, I think anything where you wouldn't.
That was in the less subtle take of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Wait, Marcel's wife got a pussy ate? What?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, would you let another man eat your pussy? No.
I agree with Candice.
No,
I don't think that's come on, because all right, ladies, for real, that's an extra red flag. Candice, if you fucking went out and you met a guy who looked like this, right? And all that stuff happened, and you go home, and he just fucking eats you out for 4 or 5 hours, whatever, all right? You can't come anymore. And that's it? He doesn't do anything else? You're going to be like, what? What the fuck?
I would assume that he has a disorder.
Yes,
right? I would assume that he couldn't get it up.
Like, what, you in the army or something?
There's a little Lieutenant Dan shit going on here. Is that what's going? Yeah. So,
I mean, between the wars, Court Lejeune.
I mean, his wife does.
That's true. So yeah, she fucking first thing blabs to her friend. Her friend's like, all right, that's cool. Glad you got some dick. Let me know his shit. I wanna creep him. She's like, hey, he hasn't got shit. She's like, huh. That's a problem.
Right away.
Anyhow, that night they get food together. And she's just chowing down on her short ribs. She's like, oh, these short ribs are so good. And he's like, yeah, I don't eat animals. I'm like, yeah, they're in Portland. That's what this is. This is in Portland. Because she's like, oh, I feel bad. Oh, I got to go wash my little hannies, my little findies. I feel bad. I ate an animal. Oh.
My fingies have grease on them.
I feel so bad from cruelty. And he's like, no, eat it all. Don't worry. It's fine. Fatten yourself up. We could use some more.
Yeah, I insist. Yeah, I insist you eat it.
Use a little more on you. He's like, hey, by the way, did you tell anybody that you've ever met me or my name or like give them a brief description of me or...
Red flag number 3, right?
But the way he says it, so casually.
It is, yeah. He's like, so did you tell anybody about me? And she's like, yeah, I told my best friend I met a handsome boy.
I mean, that is kind of a gauge on how seriously they're taking
True,
you.
Yes.
If you tell your friends about them.
At this point, it's what, the second date, right?
I remember my BFF got a fuck buddy. I guess I didn't understand the concept. We were planning to go out that night, and I was like, oh, why don't you ask him along? And she goes, he's my fuck buddy. I don't hang out with him with my friends.
Yeah, he's a backup plan. He's a backup
I was like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the leftover pizza in the fridge in case she doesn't feel like cooking.
I didn't know there was fuck buddy etiquette. They don't meet your friends.
He's the dick in the garbage can at 3 o'clock in the morning. You live by yourself. You're like, all right, guess fuck it. I'm hungry enough. I'll take it out of the garbage can.
In case of emergency, break glass dick. God damn it. So she
Cracked yourself up with that one.
Because I was thinking of a dick behind a glass window.
Big dick, yeah. Like, don't break the glass too hard.
Yeah. Oh, god damn. Yeah, you don't want to cause some problems there, man. So
put some masking tape all over the glass and then lightly tap it with the hammer.
So then he's all like, "Hey, you know what? Why don't we dance and then go have a vacation?" Now the dance scenes in this are odd, but now this is my third time watching it.
No, the dance scenes in this are fucking incredible. I fucking loved it. And I was laughing so much between that dance scene and especially later on what happened.
They're very awkward. Like,
well, they're supposed to be.
But
it's also, that's also disarming, right? That's how you get a little bit more comfortable,
but
right?
Put a pin in the fact that he is the one leading here, right? She has sworn that she is going to be alone because she is unusual and awkward, right? And he is trying to break through that and get what he wants out of her, let's say. Put a pin in that, because we're going to come back to that later. So then he's like, "Hey, I just barely met you. Let's go on vacation." And she's like,
red flag number 4?
I mean, this is worse than Barbarian at this point, and we're barely into the movie.
I have written down so many times, lady, he's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Come the fuck on.
Yep.
How could he be single?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think at one point she does question whether or not he's married.
Well, her friend does. Her friend's like, "Yeah, he's probably married," which is funny later. But so she's like, "You know what? My motto now is fuck it, because my friend said fuck it one time. So now that's how I live my life is fuck it."
Yeah.
Next morning, she decides, I'm gonna go out there and do the thing. Calls up her friend, says like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on vacation with this guy."
Oh, yeah, I was going to point out that she's wearing those mom pants that young people wear nowadays. You know, the pants that, like, go up right underneath your nips.
No, I don't know about those.
You didn't notice the mom pants?
Well, she dresses like...
nips. I didn't notice anything below that. But...
Like, she wears them, and the wife wears them, too. The mom pants.
Yeah, I don't know mom pants. I'm not a big follower of
like mom jeans?
Cuts of pants.
Yeah, mom jeans, yeah.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. So then...
Candice, somebody's typing in mom pants right now. I just heard that.
That's not me. So, okay, so...
Guess what you're getting for Christmas from Eddie, Candice?
Yeah, no. So that's an interesting connection between those two characters, considering what we'll find out the whole story is with the two of them. So she calls up her friend though, Molly, and it's like, "Hey, I'm going to go do this thing." Molly's like, "Hey, you're an idiot. Don't do that." And she's like, "No, I'm dignitized." I love that. And she's like, "No, the guy's a doctor and he's rich." And she's like, "Okay. So this is just the straight girl's fantasy is what's going on here. You met the rich doctor. He's going to whisk you away to a castle."
And not only that, but he's a plastic surgeon. Okay. Yep. And he also, in his spare time, helps poor kids who have, like, fucked up... what's the kid? Did he have...
the burns. Yeah.
The burns,
that was a good move. Yeah. When she's all like, "Oh, so you do boob jobs and lifts and stuff?" He's like, "Yeah, I also fix burnt kids."
Yeah, so like, suck it.
Oh, yeah, this is when he's, like, bragging.
This is when...
He likes to brag.
This is when Candice would be like, "Eat the pussy, shut up." So
don't talk with your mouth
regular
full.
Jeans to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Those are mom jeans. They're literally called mom jeans.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a thing called MILFs. So they're not your typical mom jeans.
Those jeans are so awkward.
Tim just wants to fuck any of the models he's seeing in those jeans right now.
I'm just laughing because the ripped jeans come back in my lifetime. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that is true.
I've lived twice in my lifetime to see ripped jeans as a fashion.
Yeah, everything is old as new again, Tim. That's how it goes, buddy.
That's right, yes.
That's why they're having that 90s show is coming out.
Oh,
fuck that. So...
what are they going to do for when the 2000s are popping? How is that going to
Oblivion, Tim. We're all just going to march into the fucking
I think that's
going to
be a decade that's just skipped.
Yeah. So he next morning is like, "Hey, we're going to go to this cool place called Cottage Grove, but first we got to go stay at my place overnight. We'll leave first thing in the morning.
Red flag number 5. What does he mean? Traffic is crazy. What does that mean? Why do we have to spend the night at your house?
To leave first thing in the morning and avoid traffic, Tim.
No. Then we should have done that this morning.
Okay.
Or you should have told me before.
Was it a red flag when they're driving out to the crazy house in the middle of nowhere and she has no cell phone signal?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a movie,
Yeah.
so.
Then they get there and she's looking around.
This fucking driveway.
Oh my God.
Why does it have holes in it?
I don't know. Everything.
Like, and it's clearly part of it. I'm like, you're just gonna have weeds growing up in there. Why would you have
Candice,
holes?
I have written down because we also see later on somebody is in a room who has the floor that has the same fucking design on it with the holes etched into it.
Oh my God.
What the fuck? Is this some kind of symbol? What's going on in the movie or something?
Well, we see the symbol a bunch in the movie that's about these people, which we'll get to. But yeah, maybe.
Because I'm thinking the other thing. First of all, yeah, Candice, weeds are going to be growing like crazy in that. And what the fuck happens when it rains? How long? You're going to have a billion little fucking tiny puddles outside your house.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's a terrible driveway. So they get there to this gorgeous fucking massive house in the middle of nowhere.
Except for the driveway.
Man.
Except for the driveway.
Except for the fact that all the walls are glass.
That would annoy the Christ out of me. Fucking, it's just daylight all day.
Just the sound of birds thudding all day long into your fucking windows.
Yeah.
All I could think is someone could be in those woods watching me.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
all I
right.
would
Candice
think
is
about.
always nervous about that. That's true. That's fair. So
I just love how Candice thinks that somebody's actually going to like go hiking.
to see her.
You don't know.
So she starts nosying around his house. She's noticing, like, oh, he's got a candle. He's got some piece of artwork that's hanging up. The weirdest piece of artwork.
The candle that smells like sandalwood.
I do like that painting.
The splotches of shit.
Yeah.
The tooth.
What the fuck was it? Yeah, it was bizarre. Then he's like, hey, yeah, that's my artwork. Hey, yeah, I'm handing you a drink. You know how you like this drink, this Manhattan?
Candice, are you watching pornography?
Yeah.
No, I was checking the weather.
So-
and a fucking ad popped up.
So
For pornography?
this is a slick move. By the way, guys that are listening with getting my advice, if you're going to drug a woman's drink, be like, hey, there's a special secret flavor in it.
Oh, this
Oh
was
my
good.
God. This is, yeah. Holy shit. Because I'm thinking, wow, dude. It's fucked up, but that's a good move, right?
Yeah, how do you get someone to continually drink your drugged beverage is be like, there's something special in there. Can
Nice
you taste
and
it?
quickly.
And of course they're just going to keep drinking it and drinking it and drinking it.
And she...
No, it's not cherries. No, it's not vanilla.
It's kind of like, does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
Right. But, and it's interesting because she points out, she's like, listen, I'm more like of a pancakes in a bag kind of person. You're really fancy, so I'm feeling kind of intimidated here. So you've got not only the struggle between men and women, but you've also got the upper echelon of earners versus her. When you saw her apartment, it's, you know, I mean, it's very modest. She's a painter. She doesn't really...
And she's messy.
She's messy, yeah. And this guy's shit is immaculate. That's why I love when she walks in, she's like, I don't know, I expected more. Pretty funny. But so she keeps, you know, is it peach? No, it's not peach. Is it mango? No, it's not mango. Oh, is it nectarine? He's like, yeah, you're right. It's nectarine. And her vision is just fading. But she's trying to maintain, right? She's still trying to maintain.
He's just talking to a regular, right?
Yeah.
He's like, you know, tomorrow when we leave, we got to wake up early and we got to leave, you know, before it gets too much crazy traffic.
Yeah. And he's like, well, this is weird. Why are you sitting all the way across the living room from me? Why don't you come sit over by me? I mean, I've eaten your pussy. And she's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Gets up.
At least
Come
you can
smell
do
it
is
on my
come sit
breath.
next to me. Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. So she
My
gets
tongue
up
is killing me.
and then just face plants into the carpet. Thunk. Just out.
And that's when you get title card.
Yeah. 33 minutes in, title card, finally. And
all the title cards are all hazy, like you're fucking drugged while you're reading them and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's maybe one of the best title card sequences I've seen in a long time.
So the director was talking about how difficult it was to do this movie because it's so many different styles of movie in one. But she did mention that one of her big influences again was Darren Aronofsky. So you're going to get these really like Requiem for a Dream kind of jump cuts and smash cuts that are done.
You even see like pupils dilating.
Yes. So it's
when those pupils dilate, are we going for a turn here? What's going on?
So she wakes up in bed. And at first it's just like, maybe I had too much to drink, I passed out. I hope I didn't embarrass myself, And she gets up. She's like, hey, what's going on, man? It's like, yeah, you're going to be mad, but I drugged you.
I have in my notes, I would completely void my bladder right there and then. I'm telling you, people are so vulnerable when they're asleep.
And then she looks down, she notices she's chained to the wall. And she's like, what the fuck is going on here? He's like, all right, look, I'll tell you, you're going to be mad at me.
He's like, you're going to freak out.
You're going to freak out. And she's like, what the fuck? Are you going to rape me? And he's like, no. I like you. So look, here's what's going on. And she just freaks and starts fucking screaming. And he stops and he raises his voice and he's like, calm down. And immediately, it's like, oh shit, this big, scary dude fucking raised his voice. And she goes like, the fight or flight or freeze mechanism. She freezes. And he's like, okay, I am going to sell you for meat. I'm not going to kill you immediately.
No.
I'm going to keep you alive because the fresher the meat is, the better. But listen.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm going to take care of you, though. I'll cook for you. I'm actually a really good cook. And she just bum rushes at his ass like, I'm going to fucking kill you. But the chains are too short. And
when he's explaining to her the situation, and you'd never really see him, it's on her face the entire time, and you can see the fear and the horror building inside of her eyes. It's
Plus,
fucking spectacular.
It's usually not something that you've ever heard of in a movie in a situation like this, right?
No, not at all. And plus, cannibalism is one of those things that's still crazy taboo, even in horror. I mean, I think necrophilia and cannibalism are the last two big crazy ones in horror that are always going to be effective. And it's so interesting that
surprisingly in regular family dramas also, that's a big taboo.
Yeah, a lot of necrophilia in
in rom-coms.
In Seventh Heaven, that TV show with the
Don't
pastor.
you remember that time with Meg Ryan and what's his face?
Tom Hanks.
Guy who played Ferris Bueller.
Ate each other.
Matthew Broderick. No, but the other thing I think is interesting is think about early cannibal horror movies. It's always
I know what you're going to say. Say. Because I agree.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Sorry. I was waiting for the right moment to put my point in, and this is the time to do it.
Go for it, Candice.
Like you were probably about to say, is that in earlier movies they're always grimy and gross, and it's just limbs sticking out of a pot, and that's how you know they're cannibals, or it's really bloody. They never actually cook the meat, which makes no sense.
It's Texas Chainsaw
and I've always thought about this.
Doesn't Hannibal kind of dispel that?
Well, that's
or is he is that the first one?
That's not the 70s.
He's the exception.
Though. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, the majority of the time it's always they're just tearing into a leg or something with their bare
teeth.
teeth.
I think that's just visually and viscerally, that's an easy thing to show, is somebody's got a fucking bone sticking in their pot. Yeah.
I feel like in this movie it is more effective when they're here's this beautifully presented gourmand, meal here. And this is also human flesh.
I don't like meatballs. I kind of have to I kind of eat the noodles around it, so I might get some residual flesh.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't actually eat the
But that jamon iberico leg that he had up on the fucking thing on the counter, you would have eaten that.
And it had the...
Wait, that thing that he cut? Oh, that looked like it's fucking prosciutto hanging in a fucking basement for 6 months? No. I'm not eating fucking meat that's old.
Another Tim problem.
The name of the movie's Fresh. What the fuck is that?
That's a cured meat. But yeah, so I think it's even more effective and different and horrifying that the fact that this is something that your
You could be
body
tricked into
is
eating without you knowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, your body's reacting to the sight of delicious food, so you start getting hungry. But then the
Yes.
realization that it's human flesh hits you,
There's
and it's just 10 times more effective
exactly.
that
There's
way.
this cognitive dissonance that's going on where you're seeing, like, for Tim, for you, it would probably be like a big pizza, and then the sauce
And
is a
it's
ragu that's
and it's
made
human
of
pepperonis.
he wouldn't
No,
eat
see, I don't like
pepperoni.
pepperoni on my pizza.
No, the sauce.
Come on, Eddie. You
The
know
sauce
me.
is made out of a
Candice.
ragu that they use like human bones in the sauce. You'd never know.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
that's true. Look, I said that I don't like. I've never eaten I've never had eggs. Like I've never had scrambled eggs or sunny side.
That's-
But I've eaten eggs. I know that.
That's so weird. You don't eat eggs?
It's disgusting.
Oh my
Yeah, it's
god,
disgusting.
Tim! I eat eggs daily. Fucking love eggs.
I'm sorry, it's disgusting. And there's been plenty of times. Let me tell you, bring it back. That scene in The Shining where he's dunking that fucking bacon, which is another
Oh
thing
my
that I will
God.
never eat, into the fucking egg yolk. That
That's the
shit looked
best.
fucking good, but I'm still like, no, I can't
And
do
you
it.
sop up your toast. You sop up the egg
That's the
yolk and
best.
the toast. Oh my god, Tim!
Oh yes.
Wonderful.
And I make chicken. I make breaded chicken, and of course I
With
have
eggs,
to use egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
have to
okay,
use,
so
but-
then like a steak, you wouldn't know. But the other thing I wanted to point out, and you're absolutely right, Candice, is but if you think about it, like
We'll say that again.
you're absolutely right, Candice.
isolate that.
Can we isolate
Get
that?
your hand out of your pants. But no, the other thing I wanted to point out is, like, if you think about it, in the world we exist in, like human trafficking and people just being abducted for horrible, terrible shit, that's some Epstein shit,
Mhm.
right? So who's doing that? Is it some fucking broke ass
Somebody's doing it,
hillbillies,
yes.
or is it the top
No.
1%?
Well,
the
look, I'm
1% of the 1%.
I'm not one for conspiracies, but one of the things that I keep seeing, I won't call it a conspiracy, is if Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for child trafficking, where are the people that she trafficked them to?
Well, Tim, don't talk about that. We might get in trouble.
Oh, am I gonna get yobo tonight?
Yeah, you're gonna get yoboed out.
You're gonna get suicided.
That's why I thought it was an interesting choice that at the end of this movie it was Hillary Clinton. But anyhow, so I love that. Then she starts freaking out more, right? And he's like, "Hey, stop being so dramatic." He's like holding her. He's like, "Hey, quit being so dramatic about this. Come on."
Well, it's fun. One of the parts I enjoy about this sequence is she's freaking out. She's like, "This isn't real. This isn't real. This can't be happening." He's like, "It is."
He's like, "Yeah, no, this is
He's just like so casually and nonchalantly being like, "Oh, it's happening."
Well, it's not his first rodeo,
right."
right?
And plus, he's
Yeah, I know, but it's just different, and I like it.
That's a totally different approach. Absolutely. Because he's so supremely confident. He's just like, no, you scream your head off, whatever. It's pointless, but go for it. Then, Tim, we cut to Molly in the shower. So much tits and ass going on in this scene. In the locker room, you know what I'm talking about, buddy?
Yeah.
That was pretty
I
good.
have it, marked. I think it's at the 32-minute mark.
And she has been texting Noah and not getting any response until she gets a response. Just like, "Hey, I'm out
she's
here."
getting a response from Noah Body.
From Tim.
Oh my god!
It turns out Steve's been texting her to throw her off the course. And he's like, "Hey, I'm over at the place. Here's a beautiful picture of a waterfall. By the way, I'm never going to text you again. See ya." She's like, "That's fucking weird." Does the "I love you," because they have a little I love you more thing between the two friends. She does the "I love you," then the "I love you" back is just a heart. It's like,
Yeah.
problem here.
Well, I mean, maybe
and
she's
she
getting
listens-
eaten out while she's sending the text, but she ain't got time to text.
Damn.
Like this is when she's trusting her instincts.
that waterfall was supposed to be representing a pussy.
Damn. Jeez. It's like, look.
It's like Niagara Falls up in here.
If you were my real friend, you'd get that message.
It was just a waterfall over a heart. So that's the I'm squirting emoji. Tim. So, oh my God. Then Noah, shuts her up on the phone. Noah downstairs, though, is fucking screaming. And the neighbor to her cell hears her. Is like, hey, what's going on? It's me, Penny. I see you've met Steve. She's like, what the fuck?
And, I mean, look, we told people to watch this movie before they finish listening, so I don't want to spoil anything like that. But I thought that bitch was in on it.
I see. I didn't get that.
No?
But
I just thought, I don't know.
That's fine.
Her voice sounded too regular,
chill.
and just like too calm for what was going on with everything on that situation.
guess I could see that. I guess I could, yeah. But no, she's like, listen, I'm here, and I'll tell you what's going on. I met Steve too. I'm being slowly eaten by him.
And not in the good way.
Not the way you enjoyed it.
Not like this guy's a gentle lover taking his time.
That is an interesting thing, right? Because you're talking about cannibalism, which is consuming human flesh. But then in sexuality, there is a lot of experiencing through similar like taste and smell and even biting and all of that kind of like visceral human behavior that's tied into sexuality.
You're boring my dog.
Candice's dog goes, oh.
Yeah. Candice's dog's gonna. Candice, get rid of the peanut butter, Candice.
No, keep talking about smelling and feeling.
No, I mean that is a thing, right? That
yeah,
you could draw.
It's like a.
Well, yeah, sex and food kind of go together, right? Yeah. I mean, it's something that you're ingesting, something that you're doing with other people.
They're required for life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how two people become one.
Ugh, don't say that.
What?
That's when you say it, it's gross.
Yeah, I don't know, Candice. That did sound like, I don't know.
That's how two people become one forever.
Well, you were talking about how it's like consuming another person. So
no,
like...
I know. I'm just teasing you.
Just got a preview of Candice's talk to her kids about the birds and the bees.
Well, the beast with two backs.
Yeah. When one man loves a She-Hulk.
Candice is just going to show her kids the VR from Lawnmower Man of when him and the saucy neighbor
this is what happens.
Into a dragonfly.
No, from Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah, even better. You mean fluid exchange?
Oh, that's right. You know, there's a whole thing about that, how that might have been his like great granddaughter.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I know that theory.
I'm good with that. Thanks.
No, I'm choosing to believe it.
It's like Old Boy.
Yeah, it's the law. So Wesley Snipes set the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
He was fucking his sister in that warehouse when they fucking blew it up in the beginning of the movie, man. He was this close. He finally talked her into it.
Not only is this your relative, it's my relative. So now we're related, fucker. Oh, God. So, yeah. She's all like, you probably got family looking for you and stuff, right? And she's like, no, I don't have any family. She's like, fuck, neither do I. Ah, shit. Are there any other?
Almost like he picks him.
Right, yeah. It's almost a smart way to do it. By the way, is there any other broads down here? She's like, yeah, there's Melissa, but she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Don't worry about her.
Yeah.
I can't blame her, though. So it's not her fault.
Well, I mean, at this point, what is Melissa?
Yeah.
She's been there the longest, right?
She's like boxing Helena.
Yeah. She's like...
boxing. I'm thinking that. I'm thinking about the kid from... who had the accident from Mr. Show.
Oh,
who was just a sausage.
The Titanic kid. See, I was thinking about Johnny from Johnny Got His Gun. Just like they all just laying in a bed, like they think.
Wait, the movie or the Metallica video?
That was no.
I know.
God damn it, Tim. Yeah, from the Metallica video, Johnny Got His Gun.
I'm like, wow, fucking Jason Robot. It's like fucking Metallica. Holy shit.
Hey, you know what? And then it goes back to Titanica with Mr. Show. So there you go, Tim. There's your connection. So Molly's all sus. She starts Googling Steve. Nothing. Then she's like, okay, let's reverse image search the waterfall. It's a stock image. She texts her, call me. It's an emergency.
Also, I think it's weird that she's using her work computer to do this. Like, what? Did you not have a computer at home?
She was just at work.
Well,
plus, that screen's huge.
Candice, if this is your friend, this is your best friend, you're gonna fucking wait till you get home to start doing this shit?
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, plus if
That's why you have no women friends. I mean, literally, that's why you have no women friends.
they've all been eaten, Candice.
Yeah.
They've all been eaten
I waited too
by
long.
the top 1% in Missouri. Which, wow. Ironically, is the same as the cannibals from back in the 70s. The Hills Have Eyes. Nah. So we cut back to our man Steve and his meal prep scene.
Oh my God. Again, like I said, for real, it's especially for me, all right? Because I'm a crankety, crotchety old fucking guy who's ready to be pissed off at the drop of a hat, right?
Yeah.
I could have seen myself watching this movie and going, oh, no, fuck, what the fuck? This is stupid. But no, Chef's Kiss, it is fucking perfect.
Because
I love this scene.
it's Risky Business meets American Psycho. And
Yeah.
it just opens with him sliding across the room in his socks. And we're listening to Obsession by Animotion, which is
Oh, that's a great song. I remember that song.
such a perfect song for this scene too, because it's just all like about wanting to consume somebody effectively, but sexually, which is
like a butterfly, a wild butterfly. I will collect you.
yeah. I'll find you, I'll hunt you down, I'll pin you, and have you forever. Like, goddamn, dude.
It was a different time back then, man. Stalkers were like, I guess he really loves me.
Yeah, every step you take, Tim.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy. So
Roxanne, leave that fucking sex worker alone, man. Come on.
yeah, come on. Go find another one. There's plenty. And he's just got this dumbwaiter, pulls up Melissa's leg, and he's chopping chunks of meat off of it. And you want to look at it.
He's butchering it like you would an animal.
And you want to look at it and be like, God, there's a lot of gore in this movie. There's not a lot of gore in this movie at all.
There's no blood.
No, there's cooking in this movie.
Yeah.
There's more gore watching fucking. I have written down a joke about Kitchen Nightmares, but I'm going to use it now. There's more gore and shit that you see in Kitchen Nightmares with cooking than you see in this movie.
Well, yeah, when people like accidentally cut themselves, there's more gore because this is all just food. And the director, in an interview, she was talking about it. She's like, "No, I intentionally took out because there was a lot more gore in it." She says, "I intentionally took all of that out because I wanted it to be just food. So if out of context,
you don't need it. Yeah, because food can be pretty fucking gory and disgusting when you see some of it being prepared and cooked."
Yeah. And she's like, so out of context, you could take a look at him like pounding this meat, and it would just look like he's jacking his dick.
What? With the way he looks and how easy it is to pick chicks up, he don't have to pound his meat.
So great scene, and he's packing these vacuum sealed chunks.
It made me laugh because I also turn on music and dance while I'm cooking.
Oh wow!
I get it. When I'm cooking, I put on music and I'll move around a little bit to the beat. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get into a rhythm, though. Yeah, and that goes back to when I worked as a fucking fry cook, though. Like you had to have music on.
I like to concentrate when I'm cooking.
Yeah, Tim, you're like Hannibal. Very dead serious.
I know my husband came in and I was listening to the Highlander soundtrack and I'm like rocking out and I'm cooking dinner. He's like, "What the fuck?"
You're like, "Listen,
I like to follow the recipe. You got to pay attention.
How epic do you want this meatloaf to be, motherfucker? Get out of my ass.
Give me the prize.
Do you want some dance sweat mixed in with it?"
Yeah. But then he's packing these vacuum sealed chunks of meat, right? Along with underwear from the victim and these little cards with little like writing in it. And everything has got this insignia of a circle with the goat horned devil head. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a big ass operation. This isn't just him eating a person. This is a big fucking thing that even
he's selling it to people. Yeah.
Even after his death, this is going to continue on. Like this is a problem. So then your hero, Tim, dude with the braids, comes to pick up all of these boxes and just loads them into the back of this car.
I'm thinking this guy's got a sweet ass fucking job, right? He's not really getting his hands dirty, but he's got to be making a lot of money to be able to keep his mouth shut and deliver the product, right?
Yeah.
Plus, do you think you get tipped when you're dropping that off? No, rich people don't tip. What are you talking
I
about?
listened.
They're still telling that motherfucker to use the service entrance, I bet.
So, Tim, I listened to an interview with a guy who was a delivery driver for Epstein. He would just go to airports, pick up young women, and drive them places. And you're right. He made a good living, Tim. Made a lot of money.
Yeah, shocker.
Keep his mouth shut.
Look, I mean, it's like one of those differences between pets and meat, right?
Yeah, would you rather get fucked or eaten?
Both.
Okay. So
yeah, that is pretty crazy. You have to think, really, how much fucking money would you have to be paid to work for fucking Epstein? And just like, even though you signed a fucking NDA, there's got to be a line where you're like, oh, wait a second, what the fuck?
I mean, you give me $400.
You get that kind of money.
You give me $450,000 after taxes a year, and it's a contract for like, let's say 5 years. After that, I can move away free and clear.
Still under an NDA though.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to get around that NDA, right? You got at that point you got like what, $2 million in the bank, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of instances where people had a feeling that something might be going on, but they turn their heads. They don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
That's very normal.
Things might.
Well, the only way that I can understand that is, and yeah, I think that is a little bit true, is like, all right, I'm a chef at Jeffrey Epstein's house, and I'm going to go to the police and tell them exactly what I've seen and
his girlfriend's
what's
only
going to
want
happen
to
to
eat
me.
chicken nuggies.
Yeah.
Every time he
I'll
has
tell
a
you, the
date,
amount of fucking Play-Doh that's coming into this house.
God.
it's always chicken nuggies and choco milk.
Oh, God damn.
Yahoo!
He met them.
That's when you know it's date night.
He met them all on social media, but it was Club Penguin.
Webkins.
Roblox.
No, it's just real. I mean, Jesus Christ, I love fucking money. All right, and there's a lot of fucking things I would do for money, but
not that shit. But
I mean, I would like to think that I would never do something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, people do it, right?
Yeah.
Where there's a market for it, Tim. You're absolutely right. So we cut back to Noah. She's refusing to eat, right? He's bringing her food. He's like, at least
Smart move. That dude. Bitch, fucking start pissing yourself. Eat your own shit at this point, right? Pull your fucking nails out. Eat that shit. Whatever you're going to do, give some motherfucker like extra like fucking diabetes.
Diabetes, Tim?
Get diabetes from fingernails?
Diabetes work. Yeah, to give him like a prion disease or something. But no, I think you only get that if you eat brain. I think you can eat the rest of them.
Yeah, it's only if you eat brain.
Right.
Yeah, you get Q-Roo.
Q-Roo. That's what Hillary has. So she's got to keep eating brains. You can look that up on the Q podcast you're talking about, Tim.
I am very sure, yes. I'm sure she's washing that down with a nice glass of adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome. Yeah, they believe that shit. Fucking out of their mind. So he's down there. He's like, look, you need to eat. At least try the cake. And she's like, how about fuck you? She's like,
I mean, it is dessert.
But
right?
Then she's all like, hey, can I take a shower? He's like, oh, really? Alone? It was a...
Oh, now all of a sudden, Candice is disgusting? What?
Yeah. He's like, look, it's a joke, baby. Come on, sweetie. Why don't you give me a smile?
Yeah. Why don't you smile?
Oh. And then she does, gives him a little fake smile. He's like, all right, are you going to be good? Fine. Walks her up the stairs. We see this tall, winding, fucking crazy staircase from the beginning.
I thought this was fucking Chekhov's staircase.
From the beginning of Tales from the Crypt, this fucking staircase. No, it's just more to show like they're underground. Nobody's going to hear them, right? They're fucked.
This is also a staircase that you have if you never drink, right?
Oh,
yeah, don't keep your wine down there.
Yeah, you're going to die. You're going to fall off this. You're going to fucking die. And
there's so many times my wife and I were watching like House Hunters or whatever. And we see like these $1 million fucking mansions or whatever, and they got like these fucking pools that have like stepping stones. And I'm like, we could never go out of our fucking house. How the hell are we going to get home without fucking drowning?
Seems so dangerous. There's no guardrail, nothing. So she goes up there, and then as she's walking her way down, she's
checking the exits.
Yeah,
she's marking things.
Yeah, she's scoping the whole thing out.
She's mapping the layout.
Yeah, yep. Smart.
At a certain point, I also have written down, bitch, now is the time to go chimpanzee on his fucking face.
That's what she does.
And that's what she does, Tim. She sees a bloody fingerprint.
How'd that work out?
Well, she gets her head rocked against the fucking wall and knocked out.
At least she tries, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what she gets for trying, Tim?
Oh,
She
the
wakes up
scene.
on a surgery table.
Oh.
I can't move. Yeah, I gave you an epidural. Now I'm going to take your ass. And you got to always get that by the third date, right, Tim?
I agree 100%, yes. One way or the other, you got to get that ass.
Yeah. And he's like, don't worry, though. I'm a doctor. So it's...
Hell of a way to lose weight.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
Although I don't think she's losing too much weight.
Yeah, she's tiny.
there's not much of an ass there. You're right, Tim.
This is like a fucking filet mignon you're going to get off of her ass, right? You're going to get like 3 ounces of good meat.
Yeah, this is a part where I think it's much more creepy that it's in such a clean clinical setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really see exactly. You just might see like a little bit of meat that he's putting down in like the surgery plate.
Yeah.
But you don't get like full on like blood splashing everywhere. It's dripping on the floor. And to me, it makes it even more creepy.
Candice wanted to be like fucking Crank 2 where they're doing the fucking surgery on Chad.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, having it be so procedural and just like matter of fact makes it so much worse.
And no, that would give me some kind of comfort. At least I know I'm not gonna get an infection.
I mean, as the viewer,
he probably keeps a clean room. It's true.
Well, that's what he says. He's like, "Look, I'm going to cauterize all of the wound and everything. You're going to be fine. I'm a surgeon, after all."
Ooh, what do you think is like to smell your own ass burning when he cauterizes the wound?
Probably like bacon cooking.
Yeah, probably like meat,
like pork
being grilled,
being fried
you
up.
Fucked up if it made you salivate, right?
That sounds good.
It does.
To me,
yeah. I've read accounts from people who survived like a horrific fire that killed people, and you actually start salivating because your body still smells food.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Which goes into our earlier point about the cognitive dissonance.
Yep. Exactly. You look at this thing and you're like, that looks delicious. Oh, it might be me. That's a problem. So then, Molly goes up. She asks the bartender guy, because she knows the bartender guy used to date him. Hey,
they used to fuck around.
This dude Steve that might have my friend and be killing her slowly. You know where he,
with his words,
who he is or something.
With his song, Candice. With his song.
Sorry. And he's like, I can't tell you that or I get fired. She's like, but what if I stick out my lower lip? He's like, okay, you did the pouty lip.
The pouty face.
I'll text you the info later. Now we cut to Noah, and she can't stop talking to other women about how she fucked Steve. Because she tells Penny. She's like, hey, by the way, that Steve guy, I fucked him. And then they start commiserating about how all men are bad. And this is just...
Well, no, because isn't it like where she says, like, you fucked him?
Yeah, like, that's special. You must be a good one.
I'm also thinking that's fucked up. You don't. Who wants to buy that meat that the butcher fucked?
You could be. You don't know what that.
That's true, Tim. You don't know.
When you get your Wagyu beef,
you don't know what's
you
going on.
don't know what happened to it.
Is that why it's marbled?
But it reminded me of a conversation I had with my BFF. She, in her online dating spree, met this guy, and he hung out with us for a while, and after a few dates, he ended up being super racist.
Oh.
And it was so bad. And she just like got her head in her hands, she's like, this is so fucking awful. She's like, I can't believe I had sex with him.
No. Here's what's fucked up, Candice, is he waited her out. He's like, oh, okay.
Yep,
now
I
feel
comfortable.
Now I feel comfortable enough to tell her I'm a racist.
Exactly. And she's like, oh my God, I had sex with him. And the look of horror on her face.
And then he's all like, hey, I got to go play fucking hockey game with my friend Tim. I'll be right back.
Make sure you have a beautiful white baby.
Yeah. Nah.
We need Candice's best friend on.
Yeah.
Oh, she's great.
That'd be fun. We get rid of you.
We can't get a husband.
Yeah, that's true. So while this is going on, though, the bartender is like, all right, and he sends Molly Steve's real name. He's not even named Steve, this fucker.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So Molly looks him up, finds his wife's social media. He was married, and finds his house. Then we cut to Steve dragging Penny off, and he comes in and talks to Noah. He's like, oh, man, I had a rough day. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, you just...
She's you didn't mention the fact that she's reading, like, not
girly
a glamour
mags,
magazine,
yeah.
but, like, girly magazines. And, like, one of the suggestions, how to make him yours.
Yeah, and smile.
And number 2 was, like, smile, trust us, it works.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he's all like, man,
it does work for him, so.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it comes back. Chekhov's smile. Better than the movie Smile, by the way. Don't watch that. Saw about 20 minutes of it.
Oh, no. Jesus Christ.
Piece of shit. So then he's like, oh, man, I've been stressing out. I barely slept, by the way. It was terrible, man. And she goes, yeah, that's cool. Hey, why did you fuck me if you're going to do this whole thing? He's like, yeah, that was a mistake. I didn't really mean that. Sorry. He's like, oh, and by the way, try to relax with your missing ass because stress is not good for the meat.
Yeah.
So, and then this is when you see Candice. She's reading the girl magazines, and in the margins, much like V for Vendetta, that little scrap of paper, it says, hey, if you're reading this, it means he likes you. Use it.
Who wrote that?
Use it against him.
Oh, it has the person's name.
Yeah, it's one of the prior.
It's like Samina Abdul or something like that.
Yeah, one of the prior ladies.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So she's not the first. So he has fucked the meat before.
I mean, we'll get to the current meat that he's around that he's fucked here in just a second, Tim. Because...
well, this is why you don't bring your work home with you.
Yeah, this is why you don't fuck where you eat. So... oh, man. So then Noah, she checks in on Penny. She's like, hey, Penny, now that you're back from whatever brutalizing happened to you, what's going on over there? You cool? And she's like, I fucking hate that guy. I hope that motherfucker chokes on my meat. I hope he gets a fucking tapeworm. I hope he shits himself. I hope he pukes out of his fucking eyeballs and all of his friends do, and they're all fucking dead. And Noah's like, Jesus.
It's understandable.
Calm down. I mean...
Oh, yeah, she's so out of line.
Wow.
Right, well, yeah, what are you going to do about it? Give yourself a fucking tapeworm.
Yeah, right, yeah, eat some shit. What are you going to do? It's like, wow, these women and their histrionics, man, they got to just chill, you know?
At this point, I'm thinking, like, isn't it just worth a little bit of a taint of the meat is to give them some drugs and shut them the hell up?
Yeah, I mean, he gave her drugs, right? She's just not taking them. So then...
Well, again, you would think that wouldn't it make sense for him to give him some kind of drugs because he does say, and it is true, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to have meat that's been fucking stressed out because you can taste it.
Because adrenaline gets in there and it causes the muscles to seize up and it makes them tougher. So you don't want that. So Molly texts bartender buddy. She's like, hey, just in case something goes wrong, because I'm going to this crazy guy's house, here's my phone's location. So you can either come over here and call the cops or maybe later we can hook up because it'll, it's my location. It'll track me even later. She goes in to confront Steve.
I like that way that she dingles some promise of sex.
Yeah, that's smart.
To make sure he was paying attention.
That's a good move. Yeah.
Either I'm going to be dead or you're getting laid tonight. Either way, pay attention.
Yeah, either I'm getting...
I like this. When she walks up to the door, did you notice her coat that she's wearing?
No.
It is a spotted deer pattern. She is wearing the coat of prey.
Oh, okay. Clever. I did not notice that.
Candice,
Look
holy
at you.
Shit.
No, I like, yeah, you're right, Tim. She's like, look, either I'm going to get stiff or you're going to get stiff. Right. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Goes in there.
One of us is being put in a box tonight.
Yeah. Somebody's coming in a box tonight. Either it'd be me or you. So yeah, then she meets the wife. Anne.
Oh, you know the wife is bad news just by looking at her. She's too fucking skinny. For one
she's
thing.
Karen, 100%, yes.
Plus, her eyes are too fucking big.
She's
like
creepy.
You can tell she's really gaunt and skinny, and her skin is like tissue paper wrapped too tightly around a skull.
She is 100%. There's no way that she's not calling the fucking gated community security saying there's a black woman ringing my fucking doorbell.
Yeah, no.
Never mind opening it up, and then on top of that, for real, Candice, you love your husband. You trust your husband, right?
Yeah.
My wife, I hope she loves me and trusts me. Eddie, your wife, you could say the same?
Yeah, I hope so.
If some
We all
woman
hope
comes,
so.
if some woman comes knocking on your door and starts talking about how I think my friend is fucking your husband, you're going to be able to keep your cool 100% like that and just like, oh, this
Fuck
person's
Yeah,
no.
you'd be
fucking
freaking
bitch,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something, at least some kind of fucking reaction to it.
I'd say how he never leaves the fucking house.
Yeah, exactly. I'd
His
ask,
PlayStation 5 count is always active.
I'd ask for tips. I'd be like, really? How'd you manage that? I've been trying to fuck her for years. Yeah, everybody. Okay, text the bartender the location pin in case something goes wrong. Right.
Yeah,
Then,
that's right. Somebody's going to end up in a box.
Yep, in her box. So then, Molly goes over to explain to the wife, listen, I think your husband has been fucking around with my friend. And the wife's like, nah, I don't think that's true. You probably got the wrong house. She's like, okay, here's a picture.
The thing that I picked up on, because when she's doing the research, it looks like when she finds him, it looks like there's a picture of twins, right?
Yes.
And in the beginning of the movie, he has some artwork that has like two fish that look like they could be like twins, right? And then when she's looking for Steve and he introduces himself as that other name, I'm thinking, are they doing some kind of like switcheroo where there's twins and they're like doing a fucking, what's that David Cronenberg movie? Dead Ringers.
Dead Ringers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that he just goes by a fake name with the women he picks.
Well, I think it's his middle name because it's like he's got that serial killer thing.
Yeah, it's like Brendan, Steven, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of red flags, a guy named Brendan.
What about Brendan?
No, come on, hold on. If she goes out with a Chad, she's going out with Brendan, right? Come on, because when I heard that name, I was like, that's too spot on.
I knew a guy named Brendan that I hadn't seen in a while, and he needed to be tutored in math. So he asked me to tutor him.
Wow.
I show up at his place.
He's like, "What do you do? How does 69 work?"
Yeah. So I show up at his place, and he goes, "I hadn't seen him in a long time," and he was like, "Oh, I remember those thighs." I'm like, "What?"
Jesus!
Wow, holy shit, Candice! He already knew how to 69. Yeah.
Ugh. I got a lot of stories about dudes being assholes.
Why don't you teach me long division and I'll teach you how to multiply?
See, here's what's funny is Candice always talks about, she always puts herself down about how she's a nerd, this, that.
Yeah.
You got so much fucking cock chasing after you. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's not how I see myself. I have body dysmorphia.
Right. He's like, I'm going to get to the square root of that hair pie.
Yeah, but Candice, you should take all your validity through how much other men want to fuck you, right? That's right.
Oh, that's true.
You see your whole life on that, yeah.
Hell yeah, just like 2 weeks ago, I went to McDonald's and the dude was like, do you want me to carry this out to your car for you? And checked me out.
You ordered that many chicken McNuggets that somebody offered to carry them out?
Well, I was ordering for the whole family. You think the Happy Meal would turn him off, but...
He's like, hey, she likes to fuck.
Yeah, clearly.
I was like, thank you, toothless McDonald's employee. That made me feel better.
Wow, Candice, fucking cucking the guy, huh?
It is so rare that I get hit on, but dude, I can sit on that and feel good for 5 years.
The one time a woman, well, no, like I said, it's been like 3 times a woman has hit on me, but the last time a woman has hit on me, it's been like 20 years ago. I'm still fucking dining out on that.
Yeah. Oh, man. A boy can dream, let me tell you. And it's anything, too. I've had guys hit on me, and it's just like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I remember, when I worked in the Village, that was my first exposure to gay people, you could really say. And the first time a gay guy hit on me, I was just like, well, I mean, I'm not going to do anything, but hey, somebody wants to fuck me. That's nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, that's a positive check, man. Every vote counts. That's all I'm saying. So then, she's like, listen, I'm looking for my friend. What's going on here? He's like, I don't know. This is probably the wrong place. Hey, you should get out of my house as soon as possible, by the way.
Yeah, my wife has some praying to do.
It's a little weird. Steve shows up, and he's all like, I'm not Steve. I'm Brendan. And by the way, I don't know this Noah. She built the ark, right? I've never heard of her. And as Molly's leaving, this
I only date women named Yessa. It's much easier that way. Honest, Your Honor, I thought she was just saying her name. I was making her come so much she just kept screaming her name over and over again.
yeah, Noah, no.
Noah.
Hey, look, you know that only works with Nell. Okay, she's the only one who can say Noah, and you're like, oh wait, I got to stop.
You just have to keep saying, "Who built the ark? Who built the ark? Who built the ark?" No. No.
She wants me to flood her? What?
Oh
man, keep it in the family. Noah, by the way, fucked his daughters after that was all over.
I mean, come on, you're on the boat that long, right? Something's got to give.
It's either that or the
fucking
ghost.
the animals. That's a sin in front of the eyes of God.
Yeah. Oh God. So no, Molly does a good move though. She's like, "Huh, okay, you never met my friend." Calls her friend's cell phone. It rings and it's in his pocket. He's like, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that."
It is a bit of a stupid move, right? Because she's on his turf, right? And what does she think's going to happen after that point?
That the wife is going to get that proven to her and be on her team.
I don't know. I think it's kind of a little bit of a bonehead move. Like I said,
Candice?
you're in that situation, right? You're in that situation, Candice. Even if the wife gets on your side, and now this guy that you suspect has kidnapped your friend, right, and is going to be lying, and he has the phone, and you just called him on that. Literally, you call him on it. What do you think he's going to do? Like, oh, I surrender. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
He's going to knock your ass out.
Not if you got a fucking bitch that's ride or die like he does.
Oh no,
she's a gender traitor.
Man, that's such a great lie later on.
Yeah, it
so
is.
fucking good.
Oh, and the fact that her death is like what so bad. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, the wife fucking El Kabong, she mollywops old Molly right in the
I
back
think
of
that
the
wife
dome.
went to the fucking bathroom, grabbed the fucking lid off the toilet bowl, and fucking cracked her in the head with that, right?
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Here's what she did. The wife went to the kitchen. She opened up the refrigerator. She got a leg of Pam and hit her in the head with it.
Leg of Pam. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you very much.
That's. It reminds me of.
You know what? I like that fucking joke. Everybody, let's hold on. For real. I'm sorry. I just came up with that. I think that deserves some fucking hats off, right?
Hats off to you.
Leg of Pam. Okay? And just to make sure it's extra funny, I'll say it for the extra time. Leg of Pam.
Yeah, you got to bring it up on Grind Bin next time you're on. It reminds me, I was watching Fargo with some of my friends, and you know the tree chipper scene.
Yeah.
Right? And I just said, court chops. Like pork chops. And I was like, what? That's funny. They're like, dude, that's fucked up. The people I'm watching it with. Glad I'm not friends with them anymore.
That's how you tell your real friends, yeah.
Yeah, court chops. It's fun. So, yeah, knock her ass out. And then Steve's like, God damn it. Well, hey, your girl said we'd be good friends. We'd get along. Let's find out, toots.
Yeah.
Loads her ass up into the trunk of the car, drives her ass over there. And now we've got an improvised. I guess this would be like the chef special, you know? It's like we didn't plan on having it.
Yeah, I think you could say maybe it's off menu.
Oh, yeah. She's off menu. Then he goes down there, talks to Noah again. Noah, Tim, this is 100% the Yobo move. Play into the crazy.
I have written down. Yes. Do you know what to do? Come on.
Yeah. So
what do you have to lose at this point?
Right. She's all like, "Hey, what's it taste like, by the way?"
And he's like, "What?
And
my dick?"
You've tasted that. Your pussy. You've tasted that too. No. So he's like, well, it varies from person to person.
The chef,
but
right? You're never going to get two hamburgers at the same place, right? It tastes the same.
unless it's McDonald's because they like wash it in bleach. But it's he's like, it depends on where they come from, all this kind of stuff. But you know what? If it's prepared right, it's exquisite. And then he leaves.
She doesn't seem impressed by that. She's just like, huh.
Yeah,
like he was expecting her to have more of a reaction.
Mm-hmm. How often you got to play into that shit. Come on, for real.
Play it coy, right? Yeah, act like you're barely interested in their interests. This is pickup artistry 101.
His cooking.
Yeah.
I'm sure if it's cooked by somebody good, do you know anybody who can do that?
Gordon Ramsay here or anything, but, So then Anne, hold on here. What? No, okay. Anne's already done with. So then bartender, he picks up the phone. He's been texting her. Yep.
Did you skip the part where you find out
the shower?
The wife? Yeah, the wife.
I have written down before I even saw it. Okay, before I saw it, I have written down. I'm like, I don't want to spoil it, but let's get to it, and then I'll have what I had written down. 35 seconds before we saw it.
Yeah, it's literally the next part of the note. So okay. The bartender's been texting her. She's like, not responding back to Molly's not responding back to the bartender. So he's like, okay, takes a screenshot of the phone's location just in case something happens. Smart
move, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then is when we cut into Anne, and she's looking at herself in the mirror. And she's like, let's take a look at this face. Let's pull all the skin back, make sure it looks nice and tight.
Do you think he does work on her?
Yeah,
gives
of course.
Her facelifts and
stuff?
Hold
on. He's not a real plastic surgeon, Candice. That's a bullshit line.
What
he does is he cuts. He's a butcher, but he's calling himself and thinking of himself as a surgeon. But there's no way he's a real surgeon.
I could see it played both ways. I think when she's doing this, she is worried that she's going to no longer be that fresh for him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
she's pulling the skin back from her face. She's giving herself the, oh god, not the once over, but
Breast exam?
when you're really looking at yourself and you're marking every line, every ravage of age that has touched you.
Yeah. When you
I'm
just
a man,
seeing...
Candice. Whenever I look at that, I go, oh, look, that's some more character.
Yeah, look at that line on my forehead that wasn't there before.
So, Tim, you would say that every time that she looks in the mirror, all the lines in her face are getting clearer?
Oh, God. The past is gone. Yeah? What are you going to do?
Yeah. So then he walks in and she snaps to attention. She's like, oh, hey, what's going on? He's like, gee, dude, I can't hang out with you tomorrow. I got a lot of work I got to do on the new product, if you know what I mean. Leans
it's a busy time of the year. Him and Omaha Steaks are like fucking moving pounds this time.
Yeah. He leans in for a kiss, and then he checks her face. He's like, let's see, how you doing up here? Any wrinkles? Acceptable. Gives her that kiss, and she goes in to take a shower, and we see she's missing a leg. So I guess she's that old product.
And I have written down, when she's looking at herself in the mirror, the way that they're shooting her, I'm like, she only has one leg. Or she has no legs, all right? Because just the way that they're shooting her, from the waist up, and she still has a pair of jeans on, right? So you're not even seeing her actual bare legs.
She's wearing those goddamn mom jeans.
Yeah.
And then we cut.
You know why she's going to sue for divorce? But her lawyer said, you do have a leg to stand on. Yeah,
the transition of you see her taking off her leg. She's been examining herself in the mirror, looking for signs of aging, and she takes a shower, and she looks fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And then it immediately cuts to
Candice. Just because she only has one leg, you don't have to diss the way she looks. Jesus Christ.
She hobbles her way into the fucking shower. It's difficult for her to get in there. And it's like a walk-in shower, too. It's not like have to hop up on the tub or... Yeah, it's terrible.
For her.
You know how much of extra risk of slipping in the shower she has?
Yeah, she's only half as stable at best. And then, Candice, what the fuck do we see after that?
You see Sebastian Stan running free and wild and quickly, and he's all strong and virile, and he's completely happy and not even imagining the fact that all of the women who have literally given parts of themselves to him so he can be this carefree and happy and taken care of.
Just running around with his fucking 2-leg privilege.
So he's
that
living the
piece
life.
of shit.
Yeah, I just love this. I love the juxtaposition of
so
the woman who has literally given a part of herself.
And then not even
and he
that.
Does not give a fuck.
He runs into the house, gets a water, and then takes a cut off of a leg that might be hers, by the way. That could be her leg.
Oh, because it's aged, right?
Yeah, Tim.
He fucking prosciuttoed that bitch.
Yeah.
He did.
And it's like the fussiest, like eating that, you're not going to get full on that. That's not a meal. That's just
that's the taste, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just have a little, little whet my appetite here. It's a little amuse-bouche is what I'm having here.
Yeah, it's like I made a joke in my group, like, chat, my work group chat, that I was like, man, I woke up this morning, I wish I could have been a housewife. I made the wrong choices, and it was a joke. Yeah. And everybody was joking along and laughing, and this one woman's like, I gave up the best years of my life for my family. I gave them everything, and at the end I realized I had nothing left. I was like, oh my god!
Do you still have your 2 legs? So shut up!
Yeah. And then I just was like, wow, it's interesting that in one hand, the person is checking for signs of aging because that's a problem, and he is eating her meat that is aged. And that's a solution. That makes it better.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
That's
so many little
meat.
fun MILF meat. Moms I'd like to...
Moms I'd like to food.
Flambe.
Flambe. Yeah. Oh, man.
Plus the music he's listening to while he's running is really weird because it's a really slow song. It's not really what you're listening to when you're running.
All of the music choices in this are so good. Like they have that the Vitamin String Quartet Radiohead song that they play during the final diner scene or dining scene. They do some interesting stuff with music. So
which makes sense because she made music videos.
Yeah, and a lot of these montages and stuff they totally smack of a music video. So then he heads down to the walk-in freezer, grabs a nice rack of ribs, because remember, she loves her rib meat, takes it outside, takes a saw, and you see this weird stone arch altar thing with a goat head on it, and he's sawing through the ribs outside with it. Then Noah, he goes down there and he hands her, he's like, here, doll yourself up with this, toots. And it's just like her sweater, her jeans, just like regular clothes, so she can come
some
up,
makeup,
have a little. No, she doesn't get the makeup yet. That's the second. Oh. That's the good dinner. This is the meatball dinner, and she's doing recon this entire time. She's like, okay, there's a knife over there. There's the exits over here. There's this over there. I could probably knock his head against this, and so he's like, all right, ask me. Well, what do you want to know? And she goes, okay, when did this start? Like, well, when I was 19. I want to know the story.
I want to know the specifics of that story. Did you accidentally eat someone? Did someone trick you? They Houdini
someone
you?
Introduce you to it? Yeah. Oh, they Houdini them.
You thought you were eating this person, but then you saw them walking.
Oh, shit. You thought you were eating this woman's pussy, but you're really eating this lady's leg.
Oh. That's a Dahmer. That's not a Houdini. So it's like, yeah. By the way, I was 19. I tried it out. I got all obsessed over it. And I felt very alone and misunderstood because it's like this thing that I enjoy is so deviant and terrible. Mm-hmm. But then, you know what I did? I did what every other piece of shit does. I went on the internet and I found a group of people like me.
Thank you, 8chan.
Thank you, Grind.
No. Hold on. This is 8chan, 100%, right?
4chan, 8chan. This is the incel movement. This is QAnon.
whatever it's called now, right?
Yeah, this is all of them, or the Grime Bin Discord, like you said, Candice.
All the fucking deviants gather there, and we all found
Yep.
each other.
All the just dreck of society, all the
It's
sludge.
crazy how our Discord is free to join. We don't have anybody like that, and you got to pay to join the Grime Bin Discord.
I was
Grime
talking
Bin.
about us, Tim.
Well, we've gelled together though. It's fine. We're like a mold that works somehow.
We're like meatloaf, all mixed together.
Yeah. Except
Speaking
for,
of meatloaf,
yeah,
meatballs.
So he's like, by the way, here's a meatball. Why don't you try a bite out of it? And he says, here's the thing too, and this is why I think there's a little supernatural bent to it. He says it's a very powerful thing because a lot of it's about giving yourself over to somebody, the devil, and becoming one forever.
Yeah,
Because
this is very easy for him to say because he's not the one who's sacrificing limbs.
Yeah.
Of course, he's like, oh, so special and powerful. It's like, yeah, because you're not suffering.
But she takes a bite out of the meatball, Candice, and we get that Aronofsky Requiem for a Dream flashes of all the other people who are taking a bite out of crime. No, taking a bite out of human flesh.
Taking a bite for crime, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, whoa, what's going on here? Gets her bite.
I
And
don't
he's
think
like,
I have
oh,
a turn here. I thought she was going to be like, oh, shit, this stuff is good, yeah.
And then he's like, by the way, that plate, $30,000.
Bragging. God.
Yeah.
Of course, he's the type of guy who's like, this was this much. This is how much my car cost.
Candice, you've got to watch the menu. You will love the menu. So good. And then he's like, yeah, it would be worth a lot more if she was still alive, by the way.
How the fuck do you know that, huh?
Well, because they like the narrative of them being alive. That's the whole, like, the reason why.
Yeah, but there's nobody there supervising him. They have to take his word. So
This
what
is
if you have
again-
somebody who's Jewish and needs some kosher fucking human leg?
This is, again, Tim Yobo scamming people. Tim be like, yeah, I'll just go buy fucking pork and then tell them
dig
all
up some
it's
fucking
human.
dead bodies that just like been buried the day before, and like, yeah, she was alive. Now give me an extra $15,000, right?
No, Tim, it doesn't even have to be human. It could be pork. You could just sell them pork meat and tell them it's a fucking human.
You know, Eddie, that's a fucking great fucking idea because I bet you there's some rich motherfuckers out there who'd be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, just like this movie. I've done everything, whatever. I can't take any more of that adrenochrome anymore. It doesn't do anything for me.
I'm going
Let
to
me
eat this
some
fucking meat.
flesh and like just sell them pork. That's it. It tastes like pork anyway.
Yeah, they're never going to know. See, I know you so well, Tim. This is the scam you would want to do.
Yep. If I'm gonna get $30,000 for some dead lady's leg versus what, $50,000 is she supposed to be alive?
Yeah. You just lie.
Take
You
a
say
picture
she's
of her
alive.
alive and like make copies of it and then send it to everybody with some fucking 50-cent underwear that you bought in a fucking store.
Yeah, exactly, Tim. That would have made a better movie if he was pretending that he was killing women.
No, they would have made a better scam, not a better movie.
If he was pretending to kill women and it was just pork, it would have been a better movie, Tim.
I'm going on
It's
the
a good
fucking
point.
darknet. I need a Tor browser. How do I get one?
Yeah, I don't think that works on a Chrome pad or whatever the fuck you have, Tim. I think you need a processor for it. So yeah, she takes a bite out of it and she's like, huh, that's weird. It's not really what I expected. It's indescribable.
Little salty.
Oh, yeah. And
What
he's so
was,
hooked.
What was her name, by the way? Oh, it's Hope. He's like, that's funny, Hope. Get it?
Yeah, she plays along.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and lock you back up. But hey, you're special. And then he locks the door.
Oh, what he specifically says is, you're like me. You're fucked up too.
Yeah.
Do you know how
really,
many women?
All you have to do to make a guy happy, ladies, is eat his meat and tell him he's funny.
No, you know how
True.
many women I've got telling him, like, listen, you're just special like me.
Well, I was gonna link it back to the beginning of the movie because, in the beginning of the movie, she's grappling with the fact that she doesn't want to be alone, but no one seems to like her as herself, her, awkward,
Yeah.
more masculine than feminine self. And then the person who says that he gets her and likes her for who she is because she's like him is a fucking monster.
Yeah. And now she is turning the tables on that, and she is approaching him and saying, I understand you, lying so she can get her way.
Yep, she does.
Yeah.
She plays him like a fiddle.
And that's why I love the two dance scenes, because the first one, he leads, right? And she's the uncomfortable one who he's trying to comfort to get his way. And then there's the second dance scene where she leads the dance.
And by the end, he is eating out of the palm of her hand.
And it's literally the exchange of oral sex, yin and yang, 69 at the end when she does her thing. But anyhow, we'll get to that. Oh my God, this movie's so good.
Yes,
so, yeah. Then Penny's like, so how was your dinner? By the way, and she's throwing up. She's throwing up in the toilet. Penny's like, how was your dinner? And I'm like, dude,
that is the perfect wife, though, right? Because she's going to eat
Tim.
all that human flesh, and then she's going to purge it to make sure she doesn't gain weight.
No, Tim, she could have just ordered $30,000 a plate. She could have just ordered a salad.
Shit, that's right. Oh, yeah, well, that's true. Well,
you could have just ordered a salad, saved you money.
Look, I gave it to you. Whether you puke it or shit it out, I still paid for that $30,000 food, right?
I'd be mad. If I bought a good dinner for a woman and she threw it up, I'd get pissed at her.
The next time you take that bitch to McDonald's.
Like, I'd be like, look, bitch, next time I take you to Outback Steakhouse, you just eat the bloomin' onion. Yeah, I'm not going to get you the 14-ounce fucking porterhouse.
Oh, man, bloomin' onion vomit? Oof.
Oh,
yeah.
They are wonderful going down. They cannot be good coming up.
Oof. No, because the way it looks, it's like a fucking trap or something like that. No.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the fucking Demogorgon's head.
I'm just imagining Tim won't eat a bloomin' onion because he thinks it's going to slam around his hand when he reaches for a piece.
It's like basically Tim saw Beetlejuice and he saw like the food from the fucking table scene eating people. And
hey, look, I got
weird
food phobias, okay? That's one of the reasons why I love my wife is she's accepted that. So
you have food
That's
phobias.
good.
I have sleep phobias. Eddie's got crabs.
I don't know,
No.
Candice, I think it's a lot more likely that somebody at McDonald's is going to fucking sneeze and then make my hamburger than somebody's going to fucking break into a fucking roof fucking fortress, drill a hole in it, fucking like ninja style to watch you sleep.
Yeah. No, I'm more fucked up than both of you combined. You'll just never figure it out. So then I love that Penny is all like, hey, how you doing over there? By the way, there's, I think I heard a new lady coming down here. What? Oh, yeah, no, there was somebody else down here. It didn't sound like Melissa. It's like, that's not good. Hey, by the way, it's been real nice talking to you, but what if you're not even real? What if I'm going nuts like Melissa did and I'm just imagining you? But, nah, if I imagined you, you'd have a better name than Noah. Which is true.
It'd be Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Yeah. So then Steve brings Noah down a dress. And you know what? Chad was right. She looked really good in that nice pink dress.
Oh my God. Yeah, when he's like, oh, I got you something. And she looks at it and she goes, it's pink. You can tell she's not happy. But she's immediately like, I love it. And smiles. Because he says that he knows her so well. Then he should have known that she would never pick something like this out ever.
A wouldn't wear a dress because this is just a callback to her date with Chad. Like, hey, you'd look better in a dress, like a trad woman. And I guess, Steve just wanted that traditional wife. So they make their little dinner date. And he's like, all right, I'll pick you up at 7. Oh, and maybe you can freshen up your pussy.
Yeah.
Because you've been down here gross.
Clean yourself up. Here's some makeup. Brush your hair.
Yep. And
last time I was down there, I was
God.
picking hair out of my teeth for 20 minutes, so freshen up.
And then, oh my God. Ann has been texting Steve, calling him. He's not answering. His wife. He takes off his fucking wedding ring.
Oh
puts
shit!
his
That's when you
phone-
know it's gotten real.
Woo! And Noah, by the way, Noah downstairs sitting there in that pink dress, just
Practicing
practicing smiling like a fucking Disneyland employee. Like
Ugh.
the craziest people. You know they get trained. They take classes in smiling at Disney. How fucking creepy
Would
is
not
that?
be surprised. Yeah.
And people where I live are like, yeah, I got the year pass. I love going down there and watching people that are forced to smile.
Not only that, but I've heard that no matter what, even if they throw up a shit inside that costume, they cannot take it off until they're in like the private part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
When
never
nobody
break
can see
character.
them, yeah.
You have to be a psychopath if you like amusement parks, specifically Disney. You have to be fucking mental.
Okay, so you know what, Disney? I'm gonna give you a pass. You remember that video that was
God.
going around like a month or so ago about the two black girls that were in Disney and they had their hands out for the puppet? The guy come down and slap the hand. The guy looked at them and walked away. Let's say that guy took shit inside his thing. He's like, "Oh man, I gotta get the fuck out of here real quick."
No, I'll give that guy a pass. I'm not going to give Disney a pass. Tim. Oh man, they're terrible. Anyhow, so she goes upstairs in her beautiful pink dress, and she's like, "Oh, I finally made it to the dinner table. Is this a date, Steve?" And he's like, "Well, maybe, I don't know." Pours her a glass of wine. She just chugs the shit out of this wine.
Bing,
She
bing,
goes
bing, bingo.
full fucking Candice mode on the wine.
Oh, damn it!
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. You've been there, Candice. You know what
Bottomless
we're talking about.
refills.
More than
Yeah,
once.
yeah. Just tipping up that fucking aluminum foil colored bag. Just draining it.
I don't drink box wine.
Draining it.
She got the Mylar bag of wine. That's what it is. It's like a gigantic fucking sun-kissed fruit juice, whatever.
She's got that fucking space bag, that adult Capri Sun.
Yeah,
She's
Capri
just
Sun.
going
That's
to
what I was
town,
looking at.
baby.
Yep.
And she chugs this
Oh
wine.
yeah. Also note that they have really long stems on their glasses, so that's when you know it's not mine. Because they have the glasses with the stems.
Well, oh God. You're going to make me
Candice
do
is
it.
getting so drunk, she's smacking the
You're-
fucking wine glass down so hard. She's breaking the stem.
You have to hold the stem or you're going to warm up the wine.
Yes, that's right. That's why they have the stem. That's why people
Yeah.
will hold the wine glass, palming it with the stem. I'm like, what the fuck?
Some wine you're supposed to warm it with your hand like that. Like brandy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, brandy's technically not a wine, but
It is.
I call
Yes, it is.
brandy.
No, it's a wine. It's a type of wine. It's in the wine family.
It's made of wine. That's true.
Yeah.
But
But
it's not wine.
but if you drink it fast enough, you don't have to worry about it getting warm.
See, this is the Mississippi coming out of you, the Missouri coming out of you.
What do you mean warm?
Yeah.
Never my
you're
glass
never
long
gonna
enough
get-
to get warm. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm doing a keg stand with the fucking the Mylar bag.
A box stand, yeah.
Doing a box stand.
Ugh, I paid for it.
Oh yeah. So Steve looks at her. He's like, "All right, let's get drunk. Fuck it." And then he gets into this rap about like, "Listen, I remember you talking about growing up alone, and it made me sad because maybe nobody ever cooked for you." And he's like, "So I got to thinking maybe that should be me. Maybe I can fill that role in your life. Maybe I can be your parent." Gross. Anyhow, here's some pate.
Speaking of, Eddie, I remembered what my dad's name is.
Oh,
Guess what it is?
nope.
Yeah.
Your dad's name Pate? He's French?
It was like circling around in my head. I was like, oh God, no.
Tell us, Candice, what was his name?
It's Eddie.
What? Wait a second. Hold the
Of course,
fuck on.
I didn't think about it because, I don't call him that, obviously.
Yeah.
I call him Dad. And then
You
it
can
just
call
kind of
him-
popped in my head. I was like, oh, fuck.
So wait a
Candice,
second,
you-
Candice, who's your daddy?
Me. Candice, from now on in the podcast, from now on, you need to call me Daddy in the podcast.
No! God.
Hey, you behave, Mrs.
Ew, don't say
Go to
it
your
like that.
Hey, you want to get a timeout, or should I tan your hide?
Ew.
No.
Go get a switch and nothing to
Yeah.
send out.
Go pick a switch. No, so it's pate liver blended with garlic and rosemary. She takes a bite out of it and shits on him. He's like, "Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of garlic. What'd you do here?"
Yeah, no kidding.
And then it's like, "Oh,
It's
who's
easy to
this?"
use too much garlic, right?
No, I
No
love
such thing.
garlic. Yep. Hey, see, you inherited that from me. So she asks, like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's Melissa." And she's like, "Wow, that's funny." It's like, why?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, she tastes so decadent, but that's such a boring name, Melissa. And then they start joking about it, and I'm like, dude, this is rough. Like
Oh.
she's
No,
in.
she is playing it brilliantly.
No,
right?
I know. But Tim, if you stop and you think about what you're laughing at with the characters that you're supposed to identify with and hate, this is dark comedy. This is really good.
Yes. That's why it's a great
And then-
fucking movie.
He's all like, or she's all like, I don't know. I figured you brought me Melissa because you ran out of hope. And he's like, no, there's still some hope left.
Oh.
Gross. Then he asks, hey,
Again,
did
see,
Melissa?
ladies laugh at a guy's jokes, and you're okay, right?
Yeah,
And
that's all
then
you gotta do.
Doesn't matter how bad it
She
is.
asks,
Act impressed and laugh.
then she asks Steve, hey, is there any, did Melissa ever get a candlelight dinner? And he gets like, little serious. And then she goes up and tries to finger the painting again. And he's like,
oh
hey,
wait, no, she
take,
breaks out the tactical tears before that.
oh, yeah. No, the
that's
tactical
right.
tears
Oh,
are
my
coming.
God.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
No.
When she's
Is it?
eating the breast meat is when she breaks out.
Oh,
the
that's right.
tactical
Yo, what a great
tears.
line too. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you bitch, you stole my line.
So yeah, he flips up the painting and he's all like, "Hey, these are all these are them. These are my trophies, I suppose."
There's so many of them too.
And
So
there's
are those the
all
ones that
these
he
photos.
kept for himself? Because isn't he supposed to
No.
be putting them in the boxes? Well, so why is he have all that stuff there? If he's
No,
he
that
can-
is for him.
Oh, those
That's
are
his trophies, right?
no.
But he
I
has
thought that those were like where he keeps the stuff that he's going to be sending out.
No, because
No,
all
'cause
their
it wouldn't
cell
be
phones are
fresh.
here. He's not sending this stuff out to them. This is his own personal, like,
No,
these
no,
are
no,
trophies.
no. Candice is right because she says, "Where's my stuff?" And he says, "I kept it myself."
Because he
So
hasn't
Candice is
sent
right.
because he hasn't sent her meat out to anybody else.
Ugh, God, that's so creepy.
Well,
I'm thinking that's fucked up, man. Because if I'm paying this top dollar for some
Oh
lady's
my God, here
leg
we go.
and a fucking underwear, her driver's license, and a fucking wallet, and you're keeping her fucking bra, and I only get the
Mhm.
underwear set, that doesn't set right with me. Come
so
on,
the
that's fucked up.
reason I think he did not send her meat out to the other people is because he does love her in his weird, fucked
Yes.
up way. So he wants to keep that meat for himself.
But if this is all his trophies,
Yeah.
he would.
No,
keep,
these are other trophies. These are trophies of women that he's willing to send out to other people. Their shit. This is just like his stamps that he collected.
So he's keeping
or-
most of their stuff. He's just sending some of their stuff
Yeah.
out as a collection.
Yeah.
the-
So
the-
Tim,
the
imagine
care
if you're
package.
like trying to court a new person, right? If you're like, hey, I can send you new women meat, right? And then they're like, I don't know if you're good at that. You take a photo of this display and you're like, here's all the women I sent out.
True. Okay, you got my Bitcoin,
Yeah.
sir.
So I'm a good salesman. That's my thing. So he starts talking to her though about like, look, I never had a candlelight dinner with her or any of this stuff. Here's the whole thing. And then Noah, she spies Molly's phone in the corner and she's like, oh shit. So Steve starts talking about like, look, I feel bad. I never took you to Cottage Grove. Maybe later we can go to Cottage Grove. By the way, here's this beautiful dinner I've prepared for you of breast meat that looks like that weird lotus flower. You know what I mean?
That's such a weird thing to want to eat. I mean, it would all be like fatty tissue, and I can't imagine it would taste good or have good texture.
Did we get to the part where she asked, "Is this mine yet?"
No, that was the meatball.
That was.
She asked on the meatball if that was her meat, and he's like, "No, that's not you. That's Hope." So yeah, then she starts eating the breast meat and starts laughing. And he's like, "What are you laughing about?" And it's a Yobo fucking red ink.
Red ink, yep.
Hey, it's because you saved the breast for last.
If this is me, and I'm in the situation, I'm running through all the scenarios in my mind. I'm like, at one point, just in case, I got to come up with a line.
I'll tell you the one that fucked me up when she said it was when she was like, so she's got better tits than me. And he didn't.
He doesn't say it. She's like, you're not disagreeing.
Yeah. And I'm like, this might be the darkest fucking joke when she's eating tit meat from another woman, saying like sexually comparing that to me. She sexually had better breasts than me that we're currently eating. I'm like, God damn.
And he's so stunned. That's why she's able to get that line off of like, well, you're not disagreeing, right?
Yeah. Because he's like, fuck. And then she starts crying.
Yeah, the tactical tears.
This is such a good move. And he's like, what the fuck? What? Wait a minute. We were just having a good night. And she's like, listen, I can't process this. I feel awful because I don't feel awful.
Oh, and hook, line, and sinker. Man, he loves it. He eats that shit up.
Well, yeah, because first you got the woman's tears, right? And, you know, even if you're Jason or you're Michael, that's going to take you off your game for a couple of seconds, right?
No, you're already like 60% now. Yep.
And now, all of a sudden, why does she feel bad? Because it feels so good. Yeah. I won her over. 100%. That's it. I found my one.
And Steve is fucking diamond hard at this moment. And then he notices, oh shit, I forgot to handcuff you. You're not locked up. And she's like, I guess you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Another brilliant move. At this point, she's already seen that the door is locked.
Yeah.
With some kind of electronic shit.
Right, yeah, she's not going to get out.
Some kind of key card where he opens up all the things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if she makes some moves too soon, she fucks it
right.
up.
Yeah. Set up the stage.
She's just building up all his fucking ability to trust her.
Biding her time. Yep. And then she's like, hey, let's go dance. And now the roles are reversed because he's the vulnerable one, right? Forever alone, risking letting anybody in, even to the point of taking the oral lead. Because remember, he ate her pussy.
Yep.
That was their first date. And now she dances with him, takes him in, and goes to suck his dick off.
Well, no, doesn't she go into she goes into the bathroom first, right?
Yes, she does. But Tim, I wouldn't trust her because now she has a taste for human flesh, and like a bear,
gotta put her down.
Oh no, hold on, Eddie. I agree with you. Yes, she does have a taste for human flesh, but she's gonna suck your dick, right?
Yeah, just like an innocent blood. It's
it's one of those things where it's just like, man, I know this is dangerous. I know this is fucked up. I know I shouldn't do this. But I don't know.
So,
you know?
I love her move of going to the bathroom, by the way. He lets her go. She comes back in, starts sucking his dick, bites his fucking dick off, and then shoves toothpaste into his eyes.
Does she bite it off, though? or does she just bite it? Because we never see her like spitting something out, or I mean, the way he's acting is more of like I would imagine like being really severely bitten versus having that shit bitten off.
So one leg calls him half a dick later.
That's true. Okay. Oh, she got just the tip.
Yeah. So he's got a Frankencock. He's got a bob it pre-surgery.
She's made her gag reflex too sensitive with all that purging.
That's John Wayne Bobbitt.
Yep. And then I also love she takes her wrist restraints and then ties the door knobs on the outside. Yeah. Everything she does so smart.
No, what she should have done though, for real, is bash his fucking head in.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the double tap. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Triple tap that cocksucker. Come on.
Yeah,
but she's the cocksucker.
She's the cock eater.
She's the cock spitter outer.
She runs down, rescues the ladies. She's like, "Oh fuck, Molly!" Molly's like, "What? Wait a minute! What the fuck? You're wearing that dress? That looks terrible on you. You should wear what you usually."
What are you, a bridesmaid?
Yeah, you should wear what you usually wear because I love you for who you are. It's so gross. Oh my god. Oh. And she's like, "Look, I don't got time to explain that. I know I got dick blood on my chin. Let's go upstairs."
Yeah.
They rescue
I'm not stigmatized anymore.
Yeah. They rescue Penny, and then they bring the poor one-legged lady to the big winding staircase. They're like, "Fuck, that ain't gonna work." All right, load her into the dumbwaiter. Steve gets up, gets out, grabs a peppermill to defend himself, goes to the dumbwaiter, and Penny just kicks the shit out of him. And then we get this great action scene, which is, I mean, it's not shot particularly well, but it's so cathartic.
Yeah, it's not like John Wick perfect choreography.
Yeah,
these are like messy people who are not skilled fighters.
Yeah.
And some of them are, missing limbs.
Kind of
they're trying to beat
the
shit out of them.
Right? The ending of Death Proof?
Right. Yeah, it's very messy, but it so works. Because, I mean, you've got Molly, like, gets that meat tenderizer that he used earlier and just El Kabongs his ass with it. Penny gets a knife and stabs him in the fucking thigh. And then the coup de grace is when Molly just, like, does the crane kick to him.
Oh yeah, right in the jaw.
In the jaw, and then domes him with that. Like, he gets banged his head off the fucking counter behind him. They run over, grab some phones, and get the fuck out. Meanwhile, my hero in the movie, the bartender, he's on his way. He pulls up, right? And
he's gonna save the day, man. He's the hero. They finally got a fucking way out. He's Scatman brother in this shit. He's got the fucking snowplow. No. He's gonna save their asses.
No, Tim, he's the Disney movie Knight in Shining Armor. He pulls up, and much like they said earlier, fuck Disney, he hears a gunshot, pow, and then, I'm gonna fucking get, because Steve's got a gun, he's running out, and he's like, nope, I saw this fucking movie. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I think the line is, I've seen this movie before, and I don't make it.
I don't make it out alive. Yeah, and he drives off.
Because no matter what, it's not good for him, right? Because either he's going to get shot and killed, or the cops are going to come. They're going to see a black guy and some fucking white woman with their asses eaten off, and they're going to shoot him and kill him.
Again, the director, Mimi, was talking about how that Get Out was an inspiration for her for this movie, both in the women and what they encountered, and then this dude. Yeah, she's all like, because the next scene for this guy, if he rescues them, is the lights of the cops coming in, just like the end of Get Out, and he's dead, But yeah, he's like,
it doesn't matter if there's two women vouching for you. You're guilty.
Yeah, he's out of here. So
can't be the Sebastian Stan guy.
No, of course not. And he drives off, and that's just the end of him in the movie. Like, it's over. fucking love it.
I didn't see. I wish there was a fucking post-credit scene with this guy just back at the bar, just going doo 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 doo.
Yeah, just wiping off rocks glasses, and then they come in for a drink, and he's like,
"Never got your text message. What? What are you talking about?"
They come in for a drink, and he's like, "Whatever it is, it's on the house. Don't. How many cherries you want? It's fine. It's fine." Oh, God damn it. There's this guy, hero of the movie.
Yes. He is the smartest person in the movie, I will say that.
By the way, Steve is going full fucking incel mode at this point. Screaming about, you stupid bitches. What the fuck? So mad. So mad.
Yeah, you know, Eddie, I was really surprised when he turned out to be like an incel type and he wasn't the hero of the movie anymore. Up until this point, he was so sympathetic, and I was on his side. But he took the Kanye turn out of nowhere.
The last few minutes of the movie is when my daughter walked in, and she asked what the movie was about, and I said cannibals, and she goes, he's a psychopath. Those are her exact words. And then, like after a minute, she goes, "Does he cook them?" I was like, "Yeah, he cooks them," and she goes, "Still a psychopath."
Yep.
Wow.
I like how she's still a psychopath, but not quite as much if it was raw in her eyes.
Well, I mean, if it's raw, maybe it's in the moment. You lost your bearings for a couple of seconds. You never know. Maybe you get into like a crazy ass fight and you bite somebody's cheek off, and maybe some of it you swallow. Versus somebody's cutting somebody's cheek off and then cooking it. You know.
Good point, Tim. So if you're like a soccer team, right?
Yeah.
And you get into a plane crash, if you're preparing in the Andes, if you're preparing people exquisitely, is that worse?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think if you're putting really thought, well, first of all, if you're able to make an exquisite meal out of somebody's flesh, eat that stuff first before you eat the actual flesh, right? If you've got all the garnishes and the side dishes, go through that before you eat my fucking ass.
I mean, but what if all you can find is like herbs? Like you can find like little fingerling potatoes, some wild rosemary, and sage. And there's not enough potatoes to eat.
Well, look, have you ever eaten unseasoned meat? So maybe you get a pass on that one, right? But, you know, once you start like getting bread and butter and like salads, then don't eat my ass.
Don't eat my ass. With jelly or syrup. He's fucking full incel mode. This is when Penny calls him half dick, and then her and Molly jump his ass, and the three of them just beat.
Well, hold on. The other thing too is because what's the other woman's name? Pam or Joy? Who's the other woman?
His wife?
Penny.
No, Penny.
Yeah, Penny.
She is fucking crawling around like she's out of fucking Todd Browning's fucking Freaks.
Yep.
And she is moving fast too, man.
No, I love Penny.
She's got some fucking upper arm strength.
Penny is my favorite because her just gumption.
Yep.
The best.
And she's got a good attitude. The whole thing. The whole movie too, right?
Yeah. She beats the piss out of this fucking guy. No. She's full of hope. So they beat the piss out of this fucking dude, and he's dead. I mean, he's laid down dead.
That gives me a good question, Eddie. I'm just thinking, can you get extra for the meat if you feed Hope to Joy, and then you feed Joy? Yeah, exactly, right? This guy like double up the meat, right?
I mean, you could just lie about it, Tim, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I like that even better. Yeah, save money. 100% profit.
Exactly. So Noah picks up his gun, points it at his head, and is like, "Hey, bitch, smile for me."
And he does.
He gives it the smile. He does it. Yeah, he's like, you know what? It's the old, like, Bond villain, like, you know what? Touche. You're right. Little golf clap.
You got
like,
me. Yeah.
You got me. Yep, you got me. Badunk. Domes him. He's fucking dead. The three of them then wander off to a barn for fun. Because I guess they're going to go hide there. I don't know. Because at this point, they don't know this, but Anne and Mr. Braids, they're looking around.
Let's call him
and
Brady.
Anne... Yeah, Brady. Anne and Brady Anne and Brady are at the house, and they found the signs of the struggle, the dinner, and Anne's freaked out when she sees the dinner because she's like, "Oh,
No. What freaks her out is when she opens up that box and she sees what?
When she opens up the box, well, I mean, it's like the end of Seven, right? No, she sees the ring and the phone with her calling and texting and sad.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, this motherfucker. This fucking guy.
And is she the one in charge?
No.
No.
Are you sure?
She's a past one of his victims, hence the missing leg.
But she shows up with Brady Guy. She's bossing Brady Guy around, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because she's like a partner. Not a full partner, but they know her and she's in on it and they're cool with her. It could
be not. See, the way that I'm thinking about it is maybe she's in on that kink, right? And that's why her leg is given up.
I think that she was one of his victims and she won him over. And so, but she likes...
No, because then she would have been the one who wrote in that magazine, if you're reading this, he likes you, use it to your advantage.
Well, that's just
unknown woman.
No, that's just it. That's why she's the gender traitor, because she knows this fucked up shit's happening and she's enabling it. She doesn't care as long as she's being taken care of.
Yeah,
she's running it.
And the fact that she's not he would never let a woman be like a full partner with her or work underneath her.
And this motherfucker is stupid enough to believe that some lady that he's got chained up in a fucking basement and he's fucking cut her ass off, smiles at him, puts a fucking dress on, and all of a sudden wants to be his fucking wife. He's crazy enough and stupid enough to believe that.
But because he likes to be in control.
Tim, she got in his fucking head, too. No, Tim, I
don't know. Towards the end of this movie, the wife is not acting like she's a victim or anything at all like that.
No, she's not. That's just it. She was originally, and then she wasn't anymore. And so she said, fuck the rest of them. I have a lot of money.
Right.
Oh,
and so when
Judas cow.
So she's taking over because literally when she finds his dead body, she's like, all right, put it on ice. Why would we waste this? Yeah. No, Tim, she is Samuel Jackson's character in Django Unchained.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's the house woman.
Nobody wants to buy the guy's meat. Everybody, he says in the beginning, nobody wants to buy male meat. Everybody wants female meat because that's where the market is. Is she fucking mispackaging the meat?
No, she could be lying like you would, Tim. She could be like, oh, yeah, this is a fucking virgin with the biggest fucking tits and the tightest pussy.
Tell you, it happens more than you think, right? Well, you guys out there buying fucking girls' panties, it's some old lady's panties sending them out to you in the mail. Trust me.
Yep. When you're spending so much money because you think it's Wagyu beef, you're getting shit. You're getting lied to.
You can't buy that shit in America, assholes.
I'm sure that cam girl really does respect you and is impressed by your money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she likes you. She thinks you're funny. No, life is misery. That's what
Thank you.
Yep.
No, really.
The message of Eddie's birthday month. Life is misery.
It is. It really is. Except for the happiness that you find just in yourself and the people that are the closest to you.
And eating ass, but in the right way.
It sounds existentialist.
It largely is. This movie has a lot of that going on with it because Anne runs up to Noah and is like, oh, thank God. Thank God. I'm one of those girls down there that you just didn't know about. And Noah's like, I don't know about that. Who the fuck are you? And then Anne just starts strangling her ass and she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the life slip away from your fucking eyes. And I'm like, I get it. And this is when I'm beating off. You got two hot chicks, and one of them's trying to strangle the other one out. Like, oh
choking
my God.
The other one out. The other one's only got one leg, so think about the position she can get in. Oh my God!
That reminds me of Archer. I didn't say slack off.
Can you technically call that scissoring?
Mm-hmm.
If the other one only has one leg?
Well, it's scissor and a compass, Tim.
Oh, yeah.
It's the thing that you use to find the fucking like.
The circumference.
I can't say the. I
Yeah.
can't remember the word for it.
It's a
but you know what I'm talking
protractor.
about. Yes, a protractor.
Yeah. Radius, circumference. Yeah. So then this is when Noah finally gets to stab somebody with her keys, and it's a woman. And I'm like,
And
fuck,
it works,
every woman dreams of stabbing a man with their keys like Wolverine. And
I'll
it's
take
a woman.
either or.
It's a gender traitor, like you said, Candice. And that's then Molly comes by, and she's like, "Oh, you're fucking with my girl." Nuh-uh. Shovel beats her head into paste. And she's
that
like,
first
"Bitch."
smash with that fucking shovel.
Oh, it's
Jesus
so good.
Christ, the fucking sound.
And when she's just like, "Bitch, I asked you for help." Bitch is like, you were the fucking problem.
Yep.
That is such a great fucking line.
Yeah. The fucking women that are like, oh, we need to support our men and respect them in every way that we can and show how much we appreciate how they provide for us.
And then,
it's like, bitch, you're a fucking traitor.
Right. Yeah, you're a gender traitor. Fuck you. And then Noah turns to Molly and says, "Who was that?"
Yeah, she's like, who the fuck is that?
So good.
Is my look that fucking bad? After I got through all this shit, some fucking crazy bitch just got out of a mental institution, tried to kill me?
Yeah, who the fuck was that? And Molly's like, Steve's wife. And she's like, fuck, he was married? Or he's married? She was, was married.
Chef's kiss. Jesus Christ. What a fucking
so
line,
good.
huh?
But no, the chef's kiss, Tim, is that they love each other. Oh, I love you more. And we zoom out to the phone, and it's a text message from Chad. Hey, you up? Because you know what, women? It's never going to get any better. That's just the fucking world.
Those are the choices you got. You got a choice between you up guy or some guy who's going to fucking eat your ass in the wrong way.
No, it's just that there's the 1%.
I think the main point of this movie is women, you need to settle.
No, women need to bond together, right? Because that's what we found. And by the way, the pieces that we're missing from these women, their ass, their tits, and their legs, surprising that those are the things that men objectify. Very interesting that that's what they chose.
You know what's crazy is all those guys get all that money and none of them still want to eat the pussy.
I mean, Steve
it's the one part they just throw away. That's the part that they make in the hamburger.
How would you prepare that?
I like a calamari.
Strips.
Yeah. No, Steve ate the pussy.
It's
he was the only
my
one.
jerky pussy.
Or what's the biltong, the jerky that's fermented rather than dried? Biltong. Yeah, that's good stuff. So yeah, folks, that's fresh.
Go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Go watch this. I mean, it's so phenomenal.
I mean, we kind of spoiled it for you by this point. If you haven't watched a movie by now, you kind of know what's going to happen, but still watch it because It's an incredible movie. You should reach out and try to get the director on Eddie.
Yeah, you know what? I might actually do that. She's not done a ton. I'd love to talk to her about it.
It can't hurt, right?
It can't. You know what? You know what I should do? I should nag her. I should be like, hey, I watched that movie fresh.
Movie wasn't really that fresh.
It was pretty good. Who's the guy that wrote it?
You should start the email out like, I have some notes about your movie. I think with the man's perspective, we can really spruce it up.
I think your male characters were not really believable. I'll tell
really
you
didn't
how
smile
we
that much in the movie.
That'd be the best. No. I would say something like a complimentary thing, though. If you've watched this or haven't, and you want to, if you're interested in something similar to this with a kind of similar feminist bent to it, go watch Raw. Very good movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Also, another good take on cannibals.
Yes, yeah, and don't look into it. So, Candice.
Yep.
Is there anything you want people to pay attention to on the internet?
Just social media at HorrorHoochie69 on Twitter and Instagram.
Excellent. And what about you, Tim, my friend?
Pretty much same. Follow me on Twitter, Yobo Gold, while I'm still on, before I get banned for some liberal shit that I say.
Yeah, Twitter is a hellscape. So to avoid that, just go to bloodybits.com. You can find all of our social medias there.
But you know
Whatever
what?
it is.
Cut Twitter out. I'm sorry, Eddie. Cut Twitter out. Cut Facebook out. Join our Patreon. And you know what? You don't even have to join our Patreon. Join the Discord. It's free, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Elon ain't giving you shit for free, but I'll give you a blue check mark.
Yeah. No, just go to bloodybits.com. Whatever we're on, we'll be there. I'll have links there. And if you can afford it, I know it's, we don't all have like buying women titty meat money, but you can go to patreon.com/bloodybits, get access to the Blood Bank, which has got over 3,200 weird cult horror movies, including this one, as well as our bonus episodes. And you know what? Then I'll like you. I'll be your friend. I will
at a certain level,
be
you can
your
get
friend.
some ass meat delivered to you too.
Yeah,
it might
Candice
be mine. It might be
you.
Candice's. You never know. We can have a taste test to see.
You know what? It'll be like the Pepsi challenge.
I was just thinking it's a Pepsi challenge. Did you watch that documentary that's on, I think, Netflix?
No.
Pepsi, Where's My Jet? About the kid who got the 7 million miles.
Yeah, he's trying to get the Harrier. Yeah, that was funny as shit. So no, I think that's about it. Candice, I know this was your favorite selection for this month, fresh. So I'm going to thank you for helping to influence me to pick this one.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yep,
and I believe that this is how we end it.
Until next week when we talk about crimes of the future. Goodbye.